I won't bless that guy, that son of a
that son of a that poor son, that poor son, that
son of a bitch.
Okay, that's the start of the episode. Go.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Pro Crastinators podcast, the only show
excellent
where topics go to die.
Excellent start.
Thank
guests,
you.
Whoa.
Guests, keep it going.
Hi, I'm a guest. Holy shit, I am Neverpaint.
Yes.
I paint.
That's true.
Also, I have with me, right next to me,
Asha.am. Hello.
she also paints.
Neverpaint and Asha.am. Yes. I have seen both of your art on Twitter and elsewhere. You two I've seen your usernames around for years and years at this point.
We made that dating sim back in the day, many eons ago.
Right.
Back before things
Right, you both...
got
Yeah.
weird.
You both... I'm sorry. Did you say the dating sim was before it got weird?
Nah, shit got weird before them. I meant the world.
It was...
I meant like the pandemic started, I think. Wait, did it?
Yeah, the pandemic started as...
Yeah, that was pre-pandemic.
Yeah, it was.
It released in the
Because it was
first
pre-Radcon.
week,
It was pre-Radcon 4.
Actually,
Yeah, because Radcon 4 caused the pandemic by...
Yes, we all know.
If you've read... anyone who's... Wait, did I publish... Anyone who's purchased Road to Radcon has read the backstory and knows that coronavirus came from... Cold Corona was transformed in a horrific accident involving Super AIDS, ISIS, and other things that I can't remember at the moment. I think there was a Lovecraft squid involved.
Dude, we guessed that all along. We didn't even have to read it. That was clear.
We knew it deep
Obvious.
in our hearts.
Some twist, yeah. But yeah, right. I forgot you both. Yeah, you both wrote for the. Well, you did art.
I did our hero.
You both did art.
I did art and writing
art as well.
and more or less
Became the director.
Well, co-director, I guess, together with Chip Weisman. To keep everything together for these grueling 18 months of production.
Yeah, it's funny that I've enjoyed the game, and it's like, wow, this cool thing just suddenly appeared. I never really asked anyone involved like what the process was like. Was it like I've heard that it was a bit of a nightmare because of course it would be such a large project and so many things going on.
Yeah,
but what's the story, huh?
I mean,
This is an interview now.
Oh, cool.
I guess
We did have like an
If
interview
you
thing on the PCP channel like 2 years ago with Nate.
Oh
asking
my
Yeah.
god, I
questions.
forgot. I'm so embarrassed.
Nah, it's alright.
I remember. I'm sure I've forgotten some bits of it, but I remember listening to it. I don't know. Yeah, if you want to
I mean,
say anything about that.
I mean, I think it just started in the Patreon
I guess we'll
lounge.
link in the description. Link in the description to the dating sim for anyone that hasn't played it, and also we can link to that interview.
If you wanna recapture the aesthetic and the feeling of the PCP from like 3 to like 6 years ago, play that game. It's a time capsule.
Yeah.
It will never be relevant again. It was only relevant at like one specific time in history.
Yeah. Okay, have I mentioned on the podcast before that I conscripted several of you PCP dating sim guys to write the Dojin? Have I mentioned that?
I'm pretty sure you have mentioned it.
Have
Yeah,
I made that
you
public?
might have.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's you. I asked you guys, since you guys did such a great job making the dating sim, and it was very funny. I thought there would be no one else. I thought it would be a good pool to draw from for people who wanted to write some funny gag strips for the Dojin, and it was you and Chip Weisman and Ouroborista, right? Is the name?
That was already a year ago.
Three of you.
I think almost a year ago.
It was already a year ago. Yeah, I know. But you've seen that I've been posting.
No, they've been looking great.
Drinking Moth has picked up the slack and has been making more pages, and they look really good. One thing that I appreciate reading through, especially I'm remembering, I read the script when you gave it to me, But seeing the pages as they're coming out, one thing that I really appreciate is that there are jokes. There are jokes in the Dojin that like specifically reference the fact that by the time the Dojin was written, like the PCP as it existed at the time of Radcon 4 was dead and had completely changed. Like if you like reading the Dojin, it's written for a post PC. It's a post PCP world, basically.
Yeah, it's like a combination of making fun of what's going on right now and how everything has changed, but also capturing like some nostalgia for the good old times.
Yeah,
combine. I don't know, like. I wrote that little snippet of you getting tentacle molested by your tentacruel. Yeah. There was just
Rear Admiral.
I was just remembering the good old Nuzlocke times. That was.
Those were good old times. I have had. I meant to do another one, and I've had other things. I've had other things occupying me, and so I have not gotten around to my next Nuzlocke, which I had sort of had plans for, and they have been pushed back and pushed back.
What would it be? Would it be another Pokemon or?
Yeah, I wanted to do Platinum.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to do Platinum, and I had some story. I had some story elements. I had some ideas for it.
Right. I never played Platinum,
and without spoiling anything, I will say that if those were to be relevant, I would probably have to do it before 2024. There's a time limit. There's a deadline.
Are they making a remake?
No, that's not. That's not why.
Why 2024?
I'm not telling why. You'll just have to guess.
Oh,
there are externalities. There are externalities in the real world that would make the ideas that I had for the plot of my theoretical next Nuzlocke obsolete if I did it post 2024.
I wonder what the fuck could be happening on such a year.
Nothing.
Could it be the Olympics?
No.
Could it be the FIFA football?
No.
Well, I just don't know then.
Could it be the terrorist attack that I have planned out?
In Minecraft, guys.
Of course not. Anyway, I just wanted to give you kudos on the script, and I am really looking forward to it being done.
Dude,
it is coming along again. It was in production hell for a long time, but it is getting there at long last. It's very exciting. Shout outs to Drinking Moth for being
yes.
Yes, queen.
I'm
queen.
Happy. I'm happy that there's still people out there, like new people coming in, making fan art and sending it through voicemails. Like, I don't know. This is great. I'm glad that the short period where the PCP had had a fan art section just got returned by the voicemailers. Like, there was this in 2018. There were like a few episodes where you did like a little fan art thing, where you showed fan art that people drew, and then you stopped. Because
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we did do that. I think it was. I can't remember the reasoning, but it was something to do with it being like there's not that much fan art, so making a whole like thing about it would be like, I don't know. I feel like some days we just wouldn't have any.
Yeah, I feel like the fan art was like exploding around the time just because you did that.
Were those must have been in the Nate days?
I mean,
right?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Nate was always so rigid about like its structure. Like if there's a segment, like the segment format must be adhered to. The topics must be obeyed.
I think the actual problem was that you also did the theme song contest at the same time, and also still had Ask PCP. Yeah. So you had 3 little segments. You just got annoyed by that or something.
Too many segments.
It's very annoying. Very annoying. Yeah.
Even and they were usual. It's just. I think it should have been definitely allocated just like the fan moment. The let's look at fan stuff. We got some questions. We got some video, some audio.
Yeah.
Got a picture or two. They validate us for our existence, for our stupid podcast that has been going for years and years, which is very odd.
What can I say?
Odd,
what
but
else would I
appreciated.
draw to? Like, I need something.
I, you know, not to be a, well, I don't know if it would be a downer, but I guess in podcast news, in terms of like blast from the past from the PCP history, did anyone see Devu's tweet the other day?
I don't think so.
I saw you respond to it.
Made me mad.
Something
Devu,
about like the being in the Chris Chan lecture and disavowing it or their involvement of it or something.
Yeah, basically, Devu disavowed her involvement in the lecture because because it's mean or something like that. I don't know, something stupid, some dumb shit. Made me. It was annoying. It's meaningless, but it's annoying. I don't like it.
I never felt that bad about those lectures because,
Yeah,
like in terms of Chris Chan stuff, it was more lighthearted and less like spiteful and like toxic than
I
other
really
things I've seen.
I
by, like,
really
a
think
very
that I was
far-
not.
Yeah, it seems
that
fair.
I tried not to be like particularly venomous. Like I pretty much used kid gloves through the whole thing, as far as I'm concerned. I will also say someone posted for me a screenshot of someone someone asked Devu on Discord, like, "Hey, what's up with that?" And Devu explained her feelings about it, and she said that she had not only not recently watched the video, she had never watched the video back. She just remembered sitting in it, and she explained what she thought the problem with the lecture was. And I'm
Without
not
watching it?
kidding. Yeah, she never watched it. She never watched it back. But she explained what she thought the problem was, and her problem with it basically is that the story of Chris Chen is a story about Chris getting harassed. So it's basically like, you know that that list that's been going around Twitter. I've seen people talking about that list of problematic authors.
I have heard
And
it,
I-
but
and
I
I get
haven't
the-
seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I get the impression from what people say about it that it's stuff like fucking Catcher in the Rye is on there because like Holden Caulfield is like a jerk and misogynist and stuff, and he like stuff like that. You
And
know,
he's
it's like
a
'cause
stupid, immature
it's like,
idiot
yeah,
kid.
It's like problematic because they wrote about a character who is flawed, and like that flaw is a problem, right? That's basically Devu's problem, is that the story of Chris Chan is sad because people were mean to Chris. So it's bad to be in a lecture where I talk about how that happened. Hey,
I mean,
I-
I will say that a lot of
yeah.
the part of Chris Chan is that the harassment is, it's like a disabled person who can't deal well with bullying is like very funny when the bullies bully her, so it creates a cycle, and
True.
you could argue that playing into that cycle at all is not moral, I guess, but like
You could.
I don't think
If you
it's-
were a pussy.
yeah. I mean, there's an argument there. I don't particularly
Right.
think it's worth me disavowing my sitting in watching somebody talk about it. But,
I don't
you know,
feel
whatever.
bad. I don't feel bad in the slightest. That's it.
I think the thing, I get that like people who make content about Christian can be like real assholes about it and don't have the nuance of realizing this is like a kind of fucked up thing the internet did. But I think in
Yeah.
comparisons, yours was a bit more not. You were more focused on the comics, and also it's not like you weren't like the other people who just say, "Oh, Chris is a bad person who deserves to get misgendered."
I think. I mean, I did misgender Chris in that
You
first
did.
video, and it was out of
Talking in
ignorance
past tense.
on my own part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I didn't really understand because I hadn't really like read up on like recent Chris. I mostly knew Chris from when I had read about her like in the old days, and I was mostly just going on what I remembered. And when I read the quickie to find out new developments, the quickie always says he, and so I just kind of did that because I sort of didn't really look into it.
It's not helped that
And
a
then,
lot of the content is from people who don't have enough empathy to some degree.
No, the quickie.
Yeah.
The quickie is written by bad. The quickie is written by bad people.
Who like went out their way to get all this information are really bad people. But it's really interesting to learn about Christian. Like I fell down a hole, I think, like last year.
It was my bad. It was my bad to take their word about anything. That was my error. But that was a mistake. But shit, where was I going with that? I think I felt a lot of empathy with Chris. I mostly saw Chris as a sort of harmless kook who is not really hurting anyone. And I think I made that point clear many times in that lecture, that like Chris doesn't really deserve to be harassed. Bad things happened to her. She was harassed. It's not good that those things happened, but here are some funny things that she said. Here's some facts about her life as they relate to the comic.
Was hurt in the making of this story about Chris Chan. But would you like to hear the story?
Right.
It's really good.
It's a funny story. I will restrain myself from
exploding.
I will restrain myself from giving a full explanation of what I think about Devu as a human being. I will simply not say anything. I will simply
grind
seethe.
those teeth.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, they're grinding all right.
You don't have to
man.
burn everything down all the time. Just reserve it till Sunday. Oh wait, it's Sunday. No, wait.
It is Sunday.
Fuck.
It is Sunday. Sorry.
But no.
Sorry, loser.
I mean, there's like you could wish that you changed, like didn't say things in a certain way, but you don't have to like throw out the whole pot.
Right. I don't understand. Devu messaged me a while ago and basically said the same thing, like, "Hey Ben, I'm thinking of posting on the internet again, and I just want you to know that I kind of don't like that I was in that lecture." And I got mad and I said, "Why are you telling me this? Like, I don't care."
She worries so much about it, and nobody would care. Like,
she's so worried about it, and it's really, I gotta say, it's really self-absorbed of her to even think anyone gives a shit that she was in the audience.
I get why
nobody cares.
I get why Munchie wanted to disassociate from his lectures completely. Like, that's That's completely reasonable, but
that one's fair enough because he was the one doing it.
But Devu was just sitting there.
She was just, fucking Mother's Basement was in the audience, and like Mother's Basement
That's an
is
amazing
not
career.
having a fucking.
We're also jealous.
Having a fucking nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Nobody
just wait
gives
until
a shit.
Just wait until Jeff runs for senator, and then they'll dig up the PCP episodes, and then he'll be fucking ruined.
Have me executed. Yeah. Oh well. That's life.
So Asha and me have been listening to Chris Story, that podcast by Asteris and Sarancha about the entire story of Chris Chan. And I want to ask you, Ben.
They said they were going to have me on an episode.
To ask you,
I think you're both just being like, "Hey, I'm wondering when that person's going to come on it," and you're just kind of at a standstill. Someone needs to go, "Hey."
They keep saying it every few episodes that's going to happen at some point.
They want to.
They haven't. I haven't really talked to either of them in quite a while. I think the plan might have been that I would be on like a live episode. Like I think at some point they were planning on like traveling to the area, and then it was like, okay, I'll be on an episode in person, and then COVID happened, and then travel plans all stopped, and so I think that might have.
I think they'd be down to go to Boston.
Well, I would be on I'd be on that any time I was invited.
Okay, I'll tell Serios myself. I think he follows me.
Does he?
Yeah, he follows me on Twitter.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think he follows me too. He's okay. Yeah, I mean, okay. I would like to be on. I'd like to. That sounds like fun.
It is just fun hearing Asterius be very disgusted and disturbed by everything Sriracha tells him.
Right, Sriracha like is the one that knows stuff and is like explaining
basically. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't actually listened to it myself. I know what it's about because I mean I know everything.
Yeah, of course.
I don't need to be educated.
It's fun watching a older man be horrified
By the horrors of the internet.
just horrified.
Just in general. Yeah. How old is
He
he's not
just
that
turned
old. What's
40.
he, like 40?
He just turned 40.
So basically dead.
Okay. I would have thought he was
he's
maybe
younger
like...
than Dan Avidan then, I think.
Yeah. I don't think I like Dan. I don't think I like that he exists.
That he
Something-
exists? Are you going to do something about it?
Yeah, maybe I will, you know? Maybe
You
I
could
will.
complain about him on your podcast.
I don't have any specific grievances. I just kind of think I don't like his vibe. And that's all I got.
Well, that's where it will stay.
Okay. True. Shit. Well, what else is going on?
I have just got back. This is the reason I wasn't on last episode. Is I just got back from a family holiday with the dog at Bognor Regis.
Just a dog? You? Oh.
No, the family.
Why do you go to all these places with silly names? The Agunary and the Bognor Regis.
Bognor Regis is a very silly name. Agunary is also a very silly name. But I don't know. It's the UK. What do you want? Everything's silly over here.
Going to the old cobbler, down to the cobbler down on the Haberdasher Street in old London town. Okay, that's the silliest thing I could think of. Beans, beans on toast,
beans on cobblestone.
Yes,
Delicious.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but that was nice. It's the seaside town. When I say with the dog, it's like every so often my family wants to take the dog with them on holiday instead of just going on holiday without him. But obviously he's a dog and he's very wriggly and he very hard to control, so we can't just go anywhere. So it's usually a local place, and this time it's a beach. So he's running around on the beach, doesn't understand seawater, would splash in the seawater and lie down to keep cool, get a mouthful of seawater, and then puke it up later because he didn't know it was bad. So classic stupid dog stuff, and it was great.
That's sweet. How old's the dog? He's pretty young, right? You just got him like a couple years ago.
He's I think he's 4 or 5, and we've had him since he was a tiny baby puppy the size of a tennis ball.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's so cute, and he's a good boy. It's funny that I say tennis ball because he loves tennis ball. He's always got a tennis ball in his mouth.
It reminds him of himself as a younger dog.
Yeah, I basically just wanted to mention Bognor Regis because Bognor Regis is such a silly name, and I like saying
Wonderful.
The name of a town?
Yeah, Bognor Regis. You would think it's a swamp, but no.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The ocean's just the biggest swamp.
Well, I've been
True.
I've been frantically working, trying to get my secret video project recorded before I move. I'm moving at the end of the month. Actually, I'm moving I have to move out on the 30th instead of the 31st because my lease is fucked up. I think my landlord was trying to trick me, trying to trap me into staying too late so she wouldn't have to give me my security. I genuinely think it was a trap, but I'm not going to fall for it. But I'm scrambling. So I have, oh god, I have only 9 days left. It sounds like
9 days to record.
So to get ready to record and then to record, yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a lot of time. But
and you also have to pack
it's not.
and stuff. Get your stuff ready.
Yeah, I do. I have
Like
to
hire
I
a,
do
a van to get everything.
I do have to arrange for a truck. And then I have to figure out what I'm going to do because I have to be out on the 30th and I can't move in until the 1st. So I'm going to have to find accommodations for 2 nights, and I'll probably have to park the truck somewhere. So I'll have to rent it for 3 days. Yeah, and I have to sort all that out in the next
Okay, but what
9 days.
What if you just put your bed in the truck and sleep in the truck? Your bed's already in there, right?
It would be dark in there.
It'd be like
a
camping.
phone.
It'd be like it's like a big
Bring
metal
a
tent.
flashlight.
Oh god.
Bring some slime that
feel like-
glows green.
Bring my jug of fluorescent slime and my black light to illuminate to read by slime
All
light.
the blood stains all over the truck.
Illuminated. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a anyway. So all that. Yeah. 9 days to record a video sounds like a lot of time, but I have things I want to get ready, and I don't know if they're ready, and I don't know if it's going to take me 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days to get them ready, and then I don't know how many days it's going to take me on top of that to be doing all these preparations and stuff and sorting shit out, and I don't even know. It's really late. I'm really late to getting a truck. Like, I've left it way too long, and it's a big problem, and I might be fucked. I'm sure I can figure something out, but I should not have waited this long to get a
Just
truck.
do it right after the recording.
Yeah, that would be the smart thing to do.
But would it be what Ben Saint would do?
Yeah, but, you know, historically, I have not done that. So, what are the odds I'm going to do it this time?
If you know the exact time you need to go, just call a thing now. Well, not now, but like after the podcast.
Look, all I'm saying is that I don't know, there's a chance that I might call up every U-Haul in town and they might all be like, nah, we don't have any trucks. No, it's too late.
It is
And then
summer. People are moving.
It's summer, and start of September is when everybody moves. That's the busiest time. So, like, no, I really fucked up. I've really fucked myself. I don't know.
Time to build a truck.
I don't know exactly how fucked I am.
Do you have a large wheelbarrow?
100%.
Do you have a really huge piece of like polka dot red with white polka dot like fabric and a long stick that you could like have everything like
Put it, make a bindle.
Like sling it over your shoulder?
Or, just call an Uber and let him drive back and forth a few times.
That'd be so expensive.
Yes.
No, it wouldn't work because I can't move in until 2 days later.
Oh, yeah, right.
You dingus. Yeah. Can't move in until the first.
Take it straight to wherever the heck you're staying.
I need to get a big truck by somehow I need to get one, and I need to have it for 2 days. Maybe 3 days. And then everything's solved. That's all I need. Is it going to be easy?
Well, good luck with that.
So easy.
Just
Yeah, I would prioritize figuring that out before recording whatever the thing.
Yeah, you're right, because even if I don't get it recorded before I move, like, it's kind of fine and doesn't matter. I just wanted to, like, I sort of set myself a deadline, and I'm like, I don't want to miss my deadline, because, like, keeping deadlines is how you get things done.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, like, whatever. That's just a psychological trick, and things that are in your mind aren't real.
You don't easily get tricked by yourself, like...
No,
you don't have to fall for it.
I don't get tricked by myself. I can't trick myself into doing things, and that's why I don't do as many things as I should do.
You trick yourself
same.
into not doing anything.
Because I'm so smart, and I think, that's just me trying to trick myself into being productive, but I know better. I won't fall for it, and I'm too clever. Yeah, so I've been scrambling with that, and it sucks. Shitty week, all things considered.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We had a really great
we got
week.
another shitty week. coming up. Oh, well, good for you. La-di-da. I'm so happy for you.
We had all our friends over from the Sketchy Peoples. Not all of them, but everyone who could make it. And we had a big old meetup at my place. For
Do
like
you guys
a whole
all
week.
live in like a similar area?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, who
Wow.
could make it?
Well, James came from Madrid.
James Tolbert?
Exactly.
Yes.
The one and only.
I know him.
Stefan Tantana from Austria.
Yes, the artist, right?
The artist almost became PCP editor back in the day.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Yes,
Back when he was
Oh,
green flowers.
Green fleshy flowers.
Green
Green
fleshy
fleshy
flowers.
Oh.
Did he made the one that was all the TV screens?
Exactly, yeah, and we
Oh, I really
used this
liked
kind of a
that
similar
one.
thing for the Sketchy People later.
I think I
Yes.
pushed for him.
I did
'Cause
like
I-
that
Because I really liked that.
sketchy CRT monitor setup drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a professional animator boy now, working for
Awesome.
ads and stuff.
Rules.
Wait, who else made it? Oh yeah, Alex Sibel.
The music boy.
Is that Alex SSSS?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Where's he from? Or is it she?
Germany as well. He's
Yeah,
from.
the very other side of Germany, from where I live.
Mm.
And me.
And you.
Are you two like roommates?
No,
No.
no, we're
Are you
we're just dating.
Oh, okay. I see. So are you just visiting?
Yeah.
Or do you live
Yeah.
together? Okay,
No.
okay.
No,
Cool.
we have some very silly long distance thing going on.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Flights
That's pretty
from Canada.
that's pretty
Probably-
far, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, very.
Like
Lamau.
we've been together for like 2.5 years now, and we first met each other last Christmas.
In person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in person, because the pandemic kind of just prevented everything. Like travel restrictions were pretty bad for a long time, at least on the Canadian side.
And also I had to run away from home first.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
Whoa,
Oh,
what
dear.
happened? Is that a thing you can talk about?
Yes. I don't know how to sum it up really, other than my family's like weirdly controlling.
Okay.
I see.
My mom's a weirdo,
Yeah.
and she took advantage a lot of me being sick to like make me dependent. And then
Sounds not good.
yeah, and
Sounds not the
plus,
best.
Plus, I like going against kind of my religious background, so you know, like, there's no way I would have been able to just go to Germany and see Neverpaint. So I am, and also just living them stressed me out, and so I secretly moved out. Like, he
Base.
ran away. Like
You left a ninja log decoy.
I did.
And one day your mom is gonna throw a kunai at it, and it's gonna poof. It's just like shit. Tricked. Very nice. Impressive jutsu.
No, I literally just like went through all my stuff, took the bare minimum necessities I needed, which and like got an Uber and just hauled ass.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Wait, so where did you go?
I just moved to like an apartment. Like I've just prepared all this in secret.
Yeah, I see.
And then
Damn, and they like don't know where you're at.
well, I let my sister know at this point because I trust her, but like I refuse to tell really anybody
Yeah.
where I am.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm just gonna stay away. Goodbye.
Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it was a scary
Yeah.
Oh,
time.
and then I had to like demand my IDs back because my mom kept them all in a safe.
Gotta
Oh,
have your IDs. Yeah, I mean
that's a serious situation.
Yeah.
that's a bummer, yeah.
Good for you to get out of there.
Yeah.
I could probably,
Yeah.
I probably could write a comic about it someday,
Mm.
but
It's a story.
it is a tale.
That's what art is all about.
And then as soon as I got it, I'm like, let's get ready for Christmas. Let's go.
I mean, that was like
Oh,
half a year
right.
later.
That was, yeah, that had to happen before you two could meet. I understand.
Yeah. More or less.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
neat.
very, very lucky that all worked out now, and also that Asha could also meet some of her other friends besides me in real life finally. It's annoying how you like make friends through internet podcasts, and then they are like all over the world.
You meet the best people in the world, and then they're all really far away.
Yep.
Yeah. True.
Still a problem for me.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
I guess there are a few people around that I could visit in the UK, and Europe is not very far away.
I guess
But
it's,
Boston is like the hub. That's where I
guess
need to
it's-
go for like maximum like, oh my god.
But also, you really wouldn't want to move to the US though, because that sounds like a hellhole.
It's
I mean,
it's not. Oh, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's scary with all the news of like, I don't know, rising like completely bloodthirsty transphobia in law. Like that's a little scary.
But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
You gotta take the good with the bad sometimes.
I'll just come over and I'll buy a gun because that's easy to do, and I'll just
There
defend
you go.
myself.
Exactly.
Easy peasy.
You're sounding like an American already. That's I mean, Massachusetts is not really America. It's basically like Europe, but on the other side of the pond. So.
I guess it's the only part that is not completely spoiled yet, maybe. One of the few parts.
No, we're good. I promise. I guess it's pretty fortunate that it just happened to work out that I live in the same town now as Munchie and Kazzy. That's pretty cool. Although I haven't seen them in a while. It's been like more than a month actually.
Oh no.
They've been traveling.
Yeah, they've been traveling.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, they've been I think
Summer
they've been busy
holiday,
with stuff.
various things. Yes.
Yeah. I should reach out. I think Munchie is getting back soon-ish.
I think he's back now.
Oh shit. Well, neat. Cool. But yeah, just sort of worked out that we ended up in the same town, so that's kind of nice. But
Jealous.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
What were we
and-
talking about?
And next Thursday we're both going to Canada. So I'm gonna visit Asha first. She visits me. Then I visit her. I actually have to. I have to go to Canada because of my university, because I have to spend a certain amount of time in an English speaking country, as that's part of my requirements.
I
So
see.
I can do that 2 in 1, because I'm gonna be an English teacher one day, like English as a second language.
Epic.
And art. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Teaching English as a second language is a job that you can do anywhere.
Not
I mean, anywhere.
really.
No?
Well, the thing is, you kind of also need to know the language of the country that you're in. Like,
Yeah, you kind of need to know.
You know,
you get
at
by
least-
with just some eyebrow raising and like
at least
body
on lower
motions.
levels. I guess on higher levels it works better, but like I couldn't
Yeah.
teach like 5th graders in Poland because I don't know Polish, and if they have a question and can't speak English yet, I don't have a chance. So I'm kind of limited to German-speaking countries.
What would you say is the closest other language that like seems like it could German would be similar enough that you could
Dutch?
switch to?
Dutch, yeah. Yeah, Dutch is kind of like, it sounds very German with some English and French mixed in. Yeah, that would work, I guess. Perhaps. I mean, there's also German schools in a lot of countries. But yeah, that could all work.
I mean, I remember, when I went to Poland, a lot of people that I met there were English. They worked teaching English, and I guess maybe they did know Polish. I didn't speak Polish really, but I wasn't teaching English. I was teaching physics, so I didn't really. Yeah, and I was teaching in English, so I didn't really have to.
Yeah, what
I didn't really
age?
have to know that.
What age were the students you were teaching?
They were they were like just out of high school. It was like a college prep. It was like college prep. Class.
Well, yeah.
Basically, I was must have been 24, 25. So I guess that'd be like 10 years ago. Wow.
That's older than I am.
Or no, 20. I think that was in like 2010. So no, it would have been like 22. Was it?
And they would have been like 18.
That's younger than I am.
No, it was later than that. It must have been 2012 or 2014 or something.
2016, 2018.
Yeah. I want to say it was about 2012. But anyway, the kids were like 17, 18, 19, something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. They should know enough English by then.
Yeah, because they were basically just relearning subjects that they had already learned in school
it was
in
like
Saudi
a
Arabia.
University prep class or something? Yeah.
They were basically just relearning them in English.
Yeah, we have those to get ready for university because schools don't actually teach you thoroughly enough for the university requirements and STEM stuff. So yeah, that's often required.
Yeah. But like I said, I didn't have to know Polish to teach it because the kids didn't speak Polish. They spoke what's language do they speak in Saudi Arabia?
Arabic.
Yes, there you go.
Probably.
I don't remember the Saudi part of it. I just remember you were a physics teacher in Poland.
They were from Saudi Arabia. They were they sometimes talked about the king.
As you do.
That was really funny. As you do. The
Elvis?
They didn't have anime in Saudi Arabia, but they could watch anime in Poland, and they thought that was pretty cool.
Did they hear about it in Saudi Arabia? Is it like a secret?
I believe so. Yeah, I think they didn't really have much access to it. Because a lot of it was banned or something for whatever reason.
Yeah, but surely they could have watched it online like we all did.
I don't know. This was a long time ago. VPNs didn't really exist.
Oh yeah, fair.
So there's maybe you probably would have had to get it on some kind of black market USB drive or something.
You get it on 3 parts on YouTube.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, in 240p quality. Yeah.
Yes.
A 3x4 resolution, of course.
That's how we watched the Dungeons and Dragons episode of Community today, because it got pulled off Netflix.
Right, they've been pulling shows.
No,
Streaming services be pulling shows.
This was years ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
This specific episode because it had a joke where a character did blackface.
Have I complained about the episode of Golden Girls that got pulled for blackface? Because they straight up just aren't doing blackface in the episode of Golden Girls that got pulled for blackface.
Wait, an episode of Golden Girls got banned?
Yeah, well, it got taken off Netflix. Yeah.
It's on Netflix?
Okay, I'll explain. The joke is that Dorothy has a black friend, and the black friend comes over, and Blanche and Rose, they're doing like spa treatments, so they're wearing mud masks. So they come out wearing their mud mask, and they're like, "Oh no, this isn't," and like they're trying to explain. So like the whole joke is that they're not doing blackface, and yet that episode got pulled from from Netflix
It's a misunderstanding.
for blackface.
I mean, that's the
Fucking
same as the community
woke
episode.
SJWs have gone too far this time.
Or it's just the producers not
Where's my
understanding.
golden girls?
It's a funny joke. Okay.
It's a shame because Advanced Dungeons and Dragons is one of the best episodes of Community.
Yeah.
In total. Like, it's great.
I always love when a show does a D&D episode. I'm a sucker for that.
You should
Even
watch
the My Little Pony one?
Stranger Things.
I have not seen the new. I did watch the first season of Stranger Things. Did they do a D&D episode of My Little Pony?
Yeah, it was boys gamer night with Discord, Big Mac, Spike, and
Wow.
Discord like made like I think there's some other character there, I forgot who, and Discord like made things real because he's Discord, and they were like, "Oh God, Discord, you're actually gonna kill us with these monsters." And he said, "I'm just playing."
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
you know
what
what?
they were
Never
referring
mind.
to, but okay.
Never mind. That sounds terrible. I think I would have hated it.
It was later season MLP.
Yeah,
Yeet.
I've definitely have not seen that one.
Do you watch that, Asha?
Yes, I've seen all of MLP.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
100% completion rate.
Yes.
I stopped at like season 5, I think.
No, Asha's like an old
The last
brony.
few episodes of the last few seasons are such a weird like.
They are so strange.
There's the final battle between all of the biggest villains coming back together to team up,
I love
plus
that all the villains
plus
is just
all of the
like-
kids from all of the different races that come to the school and the main six and a bunch of other people, and they all come and Starswirl the Bearded and all of his ancient friends who came back from the thing when they did that, and they all come together and they go.
Yeah, that's what they
And
do.
it's just I can't remember what happened, but at the end, Twilight has a really long neck, and that's the main thing that matters.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened,
she grew
but I
real
remember
long.
that I didn't like it.
She became a long boy.
And her friends became old boys.
Yes,
Right.
They all
They
became
age.
very old
It's
and very
the
gay.
very last
God.
thing is
Yeah,
that we
the rest of
confirm that Twilight will live forever, and her
And they're
friends
all gonna
will all
die.
age and die, and she will just have to watch.
She can make new friends.
No, she can't.
No.
Celestia never made friends.
Yeah, it's true.
Ponies made for life. I'm sorry. Once your friends die, you can't make any more.
Right, what happened to Twilight in the new My Little Pony gen? We don't know that, huh? Like,
It's very.
I saw the
serious.
movie. I don't think
She's been relegated to myth.
yeah.
So
I don't
guess
know what the new
Maybe
lore
she
is with the
became
new
the son.
like TV series.
she
Is that
just-
out now?
No, but there's a special, at least one. And it's terrible. At least it looks and sounds terrible.
The movie came out like 2 years ago. Like, what are they waiting for?
I don't know. But at least I think the show's not on. But I really like the movie. I like the performances and the songs a lot. But like,
I thought the movie was alright.
yeah.
The movie had its moments. It was neat.
But
I didn't hate it.
The thing
which
is-
a lot from me.
the TV special, or like that Netflix special they did a bit ago, it looks horrible because it's the same, kind of the same CG style of the movie, but much worsely animated. And it looks very stiff and weirdly shaded. And also, like, they replaced all the voice actors, which were pretty good. and yeah.
Well, that's
it's-
what happens
They
when you
didn't-
get
they didn't
celebrity
get
actors.
They didn't get Ken Jeong back
Yeah.
to play a red guy. Ah,
It's
yeah.
terrible.
I guess
Sad.
they can't afford him. Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Why would you make such a big
Oh, man.
event
just
movie
like
and then
just like
not followed up?
just like how they couldn't get Robin Williams to play Genie in the Aladdin sequels and the animated show, so they got guess we gotta settle for Dan Castellaneta. Ugh, God.
Do any of these
The
Disney's TV sequels have the original actors? Is that
Some of them
happening?
must. I think they did get Gilbert Godfrey to continue to be Iago.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what else was he gonna do?
Well, what else? Who else could be that voice as well?
Yeah, I mean, true. But I mean, if he were as big a star as like Robin Williams, they would have just had to say fuck it and suck it up and get someone. Fortunately,
Fortunately, Gilbert Gottfried likes doing things.
Fortunately, he's just Gilbert Gottfried, and did he die?
Yeah,
did
he died
die.
recently.
That's too bad. Yeah, I thought so.
Did
He
you see
seemed
that
like a
episode
nice
of The
man.
Angry Video Game Nerd starring Gilbert Gottfried
I think I saw parts
as
of it.
Fred
yeah.
Fuchs, the explorer?
Yeah, I think I saw parts of it. I don't think I watched the whole thing. I think it was awkward.
It was
I think
awkward.
I remember it was really awkward. Yeah.
James is such an awkward person on camera with other actors.
Yeah.
He's not good at that. But it was funny just the fact that it happened.
It wasn't good, but the fact that it happened is worth celebrating.
Not worth celebrating. I'm just like,
No. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
What?
Noteworthy.
Huh? It felt like Gilbert didn't really know what he was doing either.
Yeah. Can
Great.
you imagine? Can you imagine like getting there and having the nerd like direct you? Be like, okay, your motivation in this scene is that you hate this video game and you're really angry and you're gonna yell at it while you play.
You're gonna
it.
yell at
Okay.
it. You're gonna talk about how you'd rather put your balls in a blender.
Talk about okay, I want you to compare the game to like poop, but I want you to like come up with some like different kinds of poop that you could compare it to. Okay,
to
like
list that
different
off.
consistencies, different animals. Okay, go. Spitball, right? Rapid
James Rolfe
fire.
is a character's what do you call it? Character director?
Yeah.
I forget the term.
I'm not sure, but I think I know what you mean.
Name Gilbert Gottfried sounds like an Elden Ring character. I think it might just be an Elden Ring character, actually.
I
my player
I hope
character.
not. I hope not.
Hey,
Um,
Gib, Elden Ring streams. When?
Oh. Well, the reason I stopped that was because no one watched it.
But
And
I
I
watched
killed
it.
Mog. I killed Mog and there was no one watching. I was like, why? What am I doing with my
Oh,
life?
damn, I'm sorry. I was probably sleeping.
No. It's not to. I'm not trying to guilt people. It's just like that is the reason I was like, okay, I was taking it very seriously for some reason. Like I really wanted to get my whole Elden Ring experience streamed, and I was sort of doing it, even though I didn't want to. And now I will continue it. I do want to. But
I would like
I
to
haven't
see
felt
it.
like playing Elden Ring for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know when.
I know.
Could be soon.
I've-
could be a million years.
I've only
but
been playing
probably not.
Elden Ring for the past half year. There's no other video game that's important. That's the only one. I'm also really bad at it, so it takes me a long time.
I saw the new Never Knows Best video about how Elden Ring is bad.
I've heard a few people say Elden Ring is sort of, it's huge and it's impressive, but like replay value isn't that high for some reason.
What was Never Knows? I mean, he didn't say bad. He said it was disappointing because it could have been a lot better. What did he say? Boss variety bad.
They do repeat a lot.
The game is easy if you look up the meta and build according to the meta, and hard if you don't do that. Like the game assumes you will use guides to play it, and if you do that, it's easy, and otherwise it's a nightmare. That's what he said. And he said that's bad. That's bad design, and it's bad game philosophy.
It's, I've always like felt similar, just because I never like looking at guides, but as guides and like as games have come out, as the internet has grown in relevance to gamers and the world, the idea of looking up something when you're stuck is something that game developers have had to like to work around. So they can't really make something that's like secret. If you can look it up and solve the secret, they got to try and make it, I don't know, design it differently.
Mm.
And now I think there is a blanket sort of acceptance that, yeah, people use guides. They'll go on the wiki. The wiki will be made within a month.
Yeah.
Fully formed with everything you could ever possibly want to know about the game. So in the game,
You
we
know,
don't really need to explain that much. And for people who don't like looking up guides, It sucks sometimes. I don't like it.
I understand that there's like sort of like Dark Souls and the whole Souls series and all the FromSoft games that have come out since then, they're sort of built around this like idea of the community. They're all kind of built around the idea that people will come together and help each other and sort of tell each other like what they're doing and advise each other and like warn each other about danger with signs and stuff.
I like the in-game versions of that with the people writing stuff on the floor. I think that's all right.
Yeah.
I don't like the expectation that you should go elsewhere to complete the game experience as intended.
Yeah, that's kind of I sort of had to do that my first playthrough of Dark Souls. Like I kind of just the interface was so opaque and like the character building was so like what is any of this doing? I think I did go and look up some guides for stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. And I think the game would have been stronger. I would have had a better overall experience if I had not had to do that. If the game explained itself a little better. Yeah.
I mean, I played Dark Souls for the first time after having watched the Digibros Let's Play,
Right.
which was what made me realize that it was cool. I was like, oh, look at all that. That seems neat. And I bought it. But I already knew a lot of the secrets. I knew about Ash Lake. I knew about what you should put your stats in.
Yeah.
And I had a very smooth time, but I could imagine myself getting extremely frustrated if my first try at a character was a complete, like, failure. I put the stats in the wrong things, and it was extremely difficult going forward. And it would have been better for me and much quicker and more efficient if I deleted my character and started again, but I wouldn't have known to do that if I just played the game. And I would just assume that it was too hard at certain points.
I picked it up blind, and I just fucked around in it, and I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong here? And I did. I had to resort to a guide, and it was not fun to have to do that. TBH.
I think guides, as part of a gameplay experience, are, like, at best, neutral. At best, they don't negatively affect things, but they don't improve an experience. I feel like it's always cooler if you play the game, and then you come up with these things yourself, and then if you check the meta, it turns out that the thing you naturally came to the conclusion of was, like, the way you should do it.
I admit I think I use guides a lot, but I'm also very new to playing video games in general, because I grew up with parents who didn't like video games, and I never had any consoles or computers that were good enough to play most games. So it already takes me probably like 5 times as long as most people to beat most games, so I'm fine with having a guide.
Oh yeah,
just to save my precious lifetime.
Some games just, they really waste your time if you don't have that.
Like at some point I looked up a giant map of the Hollow Knight thing just to kind of know where I have to go, because it gets confusing.
Hollow Knight is very... Actually, I don't know. I can't remember my first playthrough of Hollow Knight. I don't know if I had seen like content or guides before.
You streamed it too.
But I did have...
I
streamed it, and I had stream chat helping me sometimes, so that would, I guess, count.
I don't think you had a map.
As extra help.
You know, I was playing Mega Man ZX Advent, and ZX Advent have like they're sort of Metroidvania. They kind of have big open worlds, and that's cool, and I appreciate that. But I also kind of just wanted to beat the game, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time like kind of wandering around looking for stuff. I know that's kind of the point of like a world like that, is you kind of wander around and find stuff, but I kind of just didn't want to spend the time, so I did use a guide for a lot of stuff that just told me like, where do I go next, what's my next objective. I probably did hurt my experience of the game a little bit, but also I got through it a lot faster, and that's valuable.
It's just like watching a movie and putting subtitles on because all the characters have weird accents and you don't speak the language, and or it's not your first language, and just helps you experience the movie better and quicker.
I don't
easier.
know if it's like that.
I mean,
because if you don't speak the language, you literally can't
no, I mean, like,
experience the movie.
I guess, yeah. But it's just making your experience
feel
easier or like a little more accessible. It doesn't ruin it necessarily.
I
think I'm coming from a perspective where like I played PlayStation games, I played Rayman, whatever. I played Spyro. When you play Spyro, the level is very small compared to Elden Ring. So you go around, you collect as many gems as you can, and then it's like, oh, there's 5 gems left, and I feel like I've been everywhere. Where is it? You run around the level, you check everything twice, 3 times, and it doesn't actually take that long to do it. And there's a chance that you could actually figure out a place that you maybe could glide to that you haven't seen before, and is that possible? Oh my god, it is! There's the gems. You 100% completed the level without using a guide. But if I was stuck on, like, something that would take me, I don't know, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to figure it out for myself, I am gonna get tired, and I'm just gonna YouTube, like, where do I fucking go?
Yeah.
So, like, for small little games, guides are not necessary at all. And I prefer a few failures, a few, like, little trials and errors to get to the end and 100% complete. But for something huge, for something that's even, like, middlingly large, or for a game that sucks, guides are great. Guides are a good time saver.
Using a guide on Mega Man ZX was the difference between me completing the game, you know, like knowing where to go instead of having to sort of wander around and like check every door I've been through and like talk to every NPC I've talked to before and see if their dialogue's changed and see if any of the old doors have opened now and like trying to remember, oh, was there a yellow door over there? Oh, I should try that again, see if that leads anywhere. It was the difference between me beating the game in like 7 hours versus like 12 hours. And I just wanted those 5 hours. I wanted to save those 5 hours. I don't want to spend them fucking around.
Life's short.
Yeah.
You can only play so many video games.
I understand that by doing so, I rob myself of the joy of discovery, of going, aha, I found it. Found it.
When Silksong comes out, I want to try to play it completely blind. Because
Silksong.
Because it's going to be new and nobody's going to have played it yet. I'm going to play it first day and like know nothing and have the pure experience.
That's a good one. Is there any news on that? Do we know when that's coming?
It's supposed, I think like a month ago or something, there was an announcement and like a new short trailer, and they said it's supposedly coming out within the next within the next 12 months.
Within the next 25 years, it will come out.
No, within the next year, apparently. Maybe. We don't have a date
Exciting.
though.
I feel like that's always the Silksong news, is like, they've released another 3 seconds of video footage.
That was the first news in
we don't
like
know
2
anything
years,
else.
I think. There's this one channel on YouTube called Daily Silksong News, and they upload a video every single day. Just like a tiny, like, 30-second thing. Welcome to Daily Silksong News. Today there's been no Silksong news. And they talk about every single snippet that releases. It's a good channel. And yeah. I hope on like a day when there's actually big Silksong news, they forget to upload or like they give up on that day and will be very sad. I guess I don't hope that.
You know what I've realized? I think it's when it comes to like a video game, like what the core appeal of the gameplay is. If the point of the game is about figuring stuff out, like a point and click or a mystery game or like a Phoenix Wright sort of thing, guides are absolutely damaging to the experience. If you get like a little impatient or frustrated in a point and click game, I mean, some point and click games are just obtuse to the point of absurdity, and it doesn't make sense how you could figure stuff out. But some of them, you just have to think, and like it's so much more satisfying coming to the correct conclusion in a game like that instead of using a guide. But if you're playing a game where the appeal is, like, Minecraft, right? The fun of Minecraft is building stuff and mining and crafting and stuff.
Right, naturally.
figuring like out the lore, or rather just how you do things, is like completely impossible. Like you can there are some
Minecraft's
bits of
deliberately
clues.
guideless. I guess they changed a bit. They have like a recipe book
They
now.
changed a bit, but like if you wanted to know how to get into the Nether, you would just and you had no Minecraft experience, you would have to be lucky enough to come across like an unfinished Nether portal, and then put the pieces together that you need to finish it, and then set it on fire so that you can go through, so you can get like access to a whole other section of the game with all these important items that you need to do all these other things.
They've only put these unfinished Nether portals in so that you have kind of a guide, like that new players
before
would know
that
something.
you had nothing.
Like it was just expected to go to the Minecraft wiki. That was part of the game, kind of.
So, but that's the reason it's fine in Minecraft, because like that experience of understanding how the game works is not as satisfying as finding a cool cave.
Yeah.
You don't need to do like any like wiki searching to know what a cool cave is when you find it. You know you can look up a guide on all of the things. It's just whether you find them or not. That's the fun part.
Yeah. No, fully agreed. Like, to the same extent, if I want to look up, hey, how do I get to this specific boss in like Elden Ring or Hollow Knight or whatever, like, I can look that up and I still have fun fighting that boss. That doesn't really take away from it that much. It always depends on what you want out of it and what your time is worth spending on certain tasks in the game.
And I really care for my time, which is why I play RuneScape. And I mine iron for hours upon hours every day.
I have
for no reason.
idea what RuneScape is. I heard the name for years. I have no idea what it even looks like.
I've seen it, and I have a vague idea. I have a general idea of what sort of things you do in it.
I can pitch RuneScape. RuneScape is an MMO, like a massively multiplayer online role-playing video game, but instead of being based off of World of Warcraft like everything else, it came out like before that or around the same time, and it's more based on point-and-click adventures and Dungeons and Dragons, where the world it's more lived in. There are NPCs that just talk about stuff, and the game is not about combat necessarily.
Oh, okay.
So there's fantasy things, but the core of RuneScape is that you're in just a fantasy realm, and there's lots of different skills you can get higher. There are many quests you can complete.
So you're running around as a little video game guy and fight things too, or
you run around and you can do anything. I mean,
yeah.
Combat level is like a thing that you need if you want to live in certain areas. Obviously, enemies will throw rocks at you, they'll punch you. Certain quests require you to defeat like demons and vampires and stuff.
For some reason, I always imagined it as a puzzle game, like Candy Crush. I don't know. Something about the name.
Puzzle Pirates?
Maybe? I don't know. I imagined like a Candy Crush, but like with stone plates that have runes on it. I thought that's what RuneScape is.
No, you're a little polygon dude running around doing medieval.
Yeah, you're a little low poly. It's like a Java-based MMO. Let me find.
It's like the lowest poly models you've ever seen.
The lowest poly. This is an okay image. Here's an image of a RuneScape character who has a lot of levels actually. Fishing. They're fishing in a little pond.
That's adorable.
They're gonna get some fish, and then they can. If you see the mini map in the top right, there's like the fishing spots there. Looks like there's a fletching or an arrow shop you can buy arrows from.
They
I don't know.
looks
It's just a
way
really
cooler
quaint.
than I imagine.
It's a quaint, adorable, and very, 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 very time-consuming old style video game that I love playing.
Does it still
at the
exist?
moment? I don't know. Old school RuneScape
Yeah.
does exist as like a. Like, the fans wanted the old version of the game because they updated it as time passed on. And the old version of RuneScape exists and is, like, in, like, what do you call it? Active support. So there's, like, a team that supports it. And yeah, I don't know, I remember talking about RuneScape, like, a couple of weeks ago. I don't know whether I mentioned that I'm on, like, a stupid challenge run that involves being extremely inefficient.
I think you did, but I mean, I don't remember the details.
Yeah. Well,
because it's all gobbledygook to me. It's all nonsense.
I did remember. I do remember saying it, but basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm mining iron in the mining guild. I go up to a little ore rock, and I click on it, and my guy does a little animation. He gets an iron ore. Or she does, because this is she. I changed the gender. You can change your gender in this game. You just walk to a little witch, and she says, "Ha ha ha! What do you want? I will change your face." And you're like, "Okay."
I mean, that's just how it works in real life, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And actually, there's funny. There's a quest in RuneScape that requires you be a female to access a certain area, so that you can do something. I can't remember what the quest was, but all of the characters who choose female at the beginning of the game don't need to change their gender to do that. But every male character is force-femmed by that quest. So that's funny. They have to be a female for like a few minutes. Got him.
God. Damn.
Yeah, but at the moment I just passed the point where I've got 50,000 iron ore in my bank.
Oh my god.
I've collected over 50,000, and I'm going for 100,000. Because that's the amount of iron ore I need to make enough steel bars to get my smithing level high enough so that I can smith runite ore into bars. And that means something to somebody, and it certainly means something to me.
You're welcome, RuneScape, knowing
great.
audience. Well, that sounds great.
You gotta do it. You gotta runite. Yeah.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
You can make rune armor.
Of course.
I always wanted to do it ever since I was a tiny little speck in the ground. Since I was one atom tall.
Here's what I can say. If I were you, I'm sure I would feel the same way. That's the most condescending and generic way I can agree with someone. So you're welcome for that.
Here's another image. This is showing in the chicken farm. Somebody has been killing chickens and getting the raw chickens so they could make roast chicken.
Lucky. Ooh, that looks tasty. Look at all the bones.
Yeah,
you can make some good stock out of them bones.
There's some giant bones in those chicken.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like
You're
that
full of femurs.
That bone goes from it just replaces its entire spine.
Everything drops bones, and if you bury the bones, you get prayer experience because you're like giving it a proper send off.
Aww.
And prayer experience allows you to gain buffs in combat or other things, like to protect you from magic damage or melee damage, things like that. So if you kill like 1 billion chickens, you may as well pick up their bones and give each one a burial and get prayer experience for it.
Cool.
That's what I do. That's what I do with my time.
Chicken mass grave.
For some people,
you can only do it one at a time, so they're all like tiny little graves.
Do you get more prayer points for like a bigger creature being buried?
Literally, yes. If you get giant bones, if you kill giants and you bury their bones, the mass equates to more.
It's a bigger
prayer
funeral.
experience.
That means it's more sacred.
Yeah, and if you kill dragons, you get dragon bones. You bury those as even more prayer experience.
Of course, that's just how it works.
That's how
just how it
religion
works in
works.
real life as well. Yeah,
God just likes the amount of bones.
bigger souls, please. Yeah.
Good.
No, I agree,
Dude.
I agree,
Dude. RuneScape. What's it called? World of Warcraft fantasy. It's like based on Tolkien or something, and that's why I wanted to come on
my
this
God.
episode.
That is why you
Oh my
pitched
God.
yourself as coming on because I
have
talked
no
about
idea.
Tolkien.
Yeah.
And you said you're a Tolkien guy.
No, it was. I saw that episode title 2 weeks ago. It was like Midjourney and Tolkien, and I already expected it to be like you always do that thing, or I guess Eliasar does the thing where you talk for something for like 5 minutes out of 3 hours, and that's
Yep.
in the title. And
Look, blame Eleazar for picking the titles.
that happened with Hollow Knight 2 once. I was really excited. He had like a whole Hollow Knight thumbnail and Hollow Knight in the title, and Gib mentioned her stream once.
I don't know what to tell you.
We don't tell Eleazar what to put the title.
No, it's fine.
So-
I mean, it's working. I guess it's
Truly,
working.
yeah.
It's clickbait, and it's just bait, and there's no content.
No, it's great.
You've been duped.
It's perfect Neverpaint bait.
Yeah, I got...
You're a sucker.
What, the
You're a
procrastinators talking about Tolkien? Like, the one thing I know about?
Talking about them?
Incredible. Wow.
I don't really know. No, I really don't know that much about it, other than I read the books when I was in, like, high school, middle school.
Yeah, insane.
And that was a long, long time ago. And I saw the movie. I don't even think I saw all the movies. I think I saw the first 2 movies.
Damn.
And you know, everybody
unusual.
likes the movies, and I hated them.
Whoa,
I remember
whoa. That's
I remember
interesting.
viewing them with disdain. I remember thinking that adaptations were like cheap and not art, and that these movies are just
Lol.
yeah. I remember turning my nose up and being like, ugh, they just remade the book. Like, why? The book is already good. Is already
Best
fine.
okay.
fancy films
I
ever
know,
made.
and like clearly culture has I was not vindicated by time on that one.
So you
But that
were
was my
not-
take. But that was my take back in the day.
So your problem wasn't that they, like, were too different from the books. Your problem was that they were just the same thing, and, like,
Yeah.
it wasn't creative enough. That's interesting. That's like,
I mean,
I was about to say that's a really hot take, but then I'm like, maybe not. It still is.
I feel
Because
like
these
it's a
movies are
pretty
kind of like
faithful
universally
adaptation.
praised.
I know.
Mostly for being like, oh, this is like the ultimate adaptation. This is the best thing you can do. This is perfectly true to Tolkien's spirit, which is like not completely true. But
Yeah.
Look, when Aragorn punched that guy and went slash killed that orc, I enjoyed it.
did you know that when Aragorn punched that guy, he broke his toe?
No, it's when he kicks the helmet.
Yeah, I
And
know.
he screamed afterwards.
Did you
You
know
mean
that when he
fool.
kicked
You
the
mean the-
helmet,
you mean
he
the actor
deflected
broke
the
his toe?
blade? Oh wait, no.
What?
Okay, the actual fact is that when Aragorn kicks a helmet on Orc Head in the movie, he actually broke his toe, and they kept that take in, and he screamed and
He screamed,
You
but
mean the
in
actor?
character.
yeah, he screamed
Yes,
in
the
character
actor.
and like just fell on his knees and was like, so sad.
Doesn't Aragorn kill the mouth of Sauron in the movie, but
Yes.
he doesn't in the book?
Yes, it's horrible in the movie. It's only an extended
like-
edition, but
And it's
Yeah.
literally just him like killing a peaceful ambassador.
Yes,
from,
it's
like,
great, right?
Like, sure, he's from the evil empire, but like they sent you this guy to negotiate. This that's what the fucking Trade Federation does to the Jedi.
that's
He's he's one of
what
those
was
fucking
this?
he's one of those fucking Asian stereotype lizard people. He's as bad as fucking what's his name?
Anakin.
The Nemoidians.
Rem Lazar. No, Trade Federation. We're talking about
fucking
Tolkien. I
Star
gotta
Wars.
look up what the aliens in Star Wars are. Trade Federation, aliens. Lax Sivarak, I think, is the
No.
is the dudes. They are they are
Amazing.
Nemoidians.
That's not even a real
Newt Gunray.
constructed
Newt
language.
Gunray.
Gunray, that's the one.
Aragorn is just as bad as Newt Gunray.
Okay,
That's what
now
I
remind
thought I
me,
wanted to
Peter
say.
was
Jackson
this in,
Aragorn
like-
is.
I don't remember this from the film. What are you talking about?
Okay,
Well, you remember
What is
the
the
mouth-
mouth of Sauron?
at the Black Gate in the end of the third movie, only in extended edition, there's a guy coming out with an
I haven't
ugly
seen
face.
the extended editions, so that makes sense.
They're pretty good, except that scene. And another
I
scene where they
I remember
jump
seeing
over.
the mouth of Sauron and thinking that he looked very striking. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought he looked cool.
It's great. I mean, the art design of these movies
Yeah.
is incredible in general.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the best thing about them, and the music.
I learned from Tolkien Untangled that the mouth of Sauron is what is he? He is a black Numenorian.
Exactly. Yeah.
And now I didn't know that.
He's just a human dude who
Yeah.
works for Sauron for some reason. We don't know a lot about him,
Yeah.
but there must be more of them.
But there are others too. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't even know if Mouth of Sauron is like one character or just a title, like that
Frickin'
multiple people could
Oh,
have.
that guy. I thought that was the Witch King.
Nah, Witch King is like
Nah.
a hollow
Witch King is
Nazgul dude.
like a wraith. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's frickin' Tolkien Untangled talked about another black Numenorian who's like a woman who is like this witch that has these like black cats and like her cats are like her spies and
That's-
and she
That's
does she go? She,
Queen.
like-
That's Queen Beruthiel, but we don't. I don't
knows
actually
the name?
know. I don't actually know that she's a Black Numenorian. I don't think we know a lot about her. I think
he said she was a black Numenorian.
That might be.
You have to take it up.
Yeah,
you have to take it up with him.
That might be a tidbit of Tolkien lore I'm not even familiar with. Queen Baruthia is one of these things. It's just a name drop in the Lord of the Rings book. Like Aragorn says something. To walk through Moria, we need eyes as good as the cats of Queen Baruthia. And Tolkien himself didn't know who Queen Baruthia was when he wrote that, probably, because that's what how he was writing mostly.
And then maybe he came up with Queen Baruthia, writing it in fucking Unfinished Tales. He's like, oh yeah, she's like a witch with these like cats that she communes with. And she sailed on a boat somewhere or something. I don't know. Yeah.
God, I love Tolkien. It's been my mainstay.
Yeah, just like George Lucas. The music they listen to in the cantina is called jizz. What else? You seen that Beanie Tuesday, J.K. Rowling versus George Lucas?
I haven't actually.
Hold on, I'll post it.
Is it about retconning things?
It's the two of them, just like the stupid like dumb shit they come up with about their stories like after the fact. Okay, hang on.
That's
Beanie Tuesday. J.K. Rowling. How do you spell George Lucas?
Geo dude.
Like any other George.
Here we go. Oh god, it's in 2 images. All right, well you're gonna have to fucking look at both of them. I'm sorry, I brought this topic up. We have to discuss it thoroughly. Right. We have to dissect every morsel of content out of this.
Okay.
Thanks, Beanie Tuesday.
The thing is that all actually George Lucas? Because the extended Star Wars lore is like all different authors doing stuff, and George Lucas just waving it and be like, yeah, it's okay.
I don't think these are real. I don't think I don't think Qui-Gon Jinn's hairdresser is actually a blue rat named Fungo hairstyle.
No, I can believe that. But like all the all the Star Wars shit, all the novels are like written by different people. Like and back in the day before Disney took over, George Lucas was just like, yeah, sure, it's all canon. I don't care. Let's just all make it canon.
You might be right. I mean, I think George does say goofy shit like this, but yeah, some of the goofy shit is probably from like the extended books that other people wrote. That's fair.
All of the things J.K. Rowling is depicted saying here are exactly 1-to-1. She said them for sure, definitely.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I hope so.
There are no Jews at Hogwarts, but don't worry, all the main characters are devout Zionists. They just don't mention it. Yeah. But they talk about it off screen like all the time. They're always like really mad at like Palestinian terrorists. They're like getting fucking fuming.
They can't even fight against the master retconner J.R.R. Tolkien, who's literally the best retconner in the world. And also, it's like that's like kind of one of the coolest things about his work, how he okay. Do you know how in The Hobbit Bilbo gets the ring at first?
Yeah.
Basically, he walks into a cave. He finds the ring just on the ground. Doesn't think much of it. Then he meets Gollum, and has that riddle game with him.
I sort of know. Yeah, I forget the details, but I think I've heard.
He stumbles upon.
Yeah, he stumbles. Yeah, he stumbles upon the ring.
Changed something.
Finds Gollum. Gollum wants to eat him, and they make like a bet. Hey, let's do a riddle game. And if I win, Bilbo says, if I win, you have to show me the way out. If Gollum wins, Gollum eats him. And Gollum had this ring, but lost it earlier. And Bilbo found it, didn't tell Gollum. And towards the end, Bilbo runs out of riddles, says like a fake riddle. So like, what do you have in my pocket? And Gollum has to guess, and it's actually the ring. And then Bilbo in the end just runs away from Gollum and... Yeah, basically, he got this ring kind of dishonestly and like in not a very cool or honorable way. But that's not actually the original version of the story, because in like the 1937 version of The Hobbit that got first published, that story was completely different. In that story, he met Gollum, and Gollum was a much more friendlier and goofier character. And he actually bet the ring in the riddle game. Like Gollum was like, hey, if you win this riddle game, you can get the ring. And Bilbo won the game, won the ring honorably, and they said goodbye, and Gollum showed them the way out, I think, even. I'm not entirely sure.
But then with
that wouldn't have made sense with what the ring ended up becoming.
Yes, exactly. Then the publishers came and were like, okay, J.R. Tolkien, we want more Hobbit stories. And he was like, can you publish my Silmarillion? And we're like, no, it doesn't have hobbits in it.
No.
That's weird stuff. Give us hobbits. And he was like, oh, okay, I guess I can write The Hobbit too. And then he took like 15 years to write Lord of the Rings. And while he was writing that, it turned out that ring might be actually way more important than he thought, because Tolkien didn't plan out it. He just wrote and explored the world as he was writing. And so while that was happening, he was like, okay, this is too important. The ring's too important. Let's republish The Hobbit, change that story. But the original story in the original published version is still in the book, because that's the story that Bilbo tells to the other dwarves when he meets up with them again. And says like, so he justifies to the dwarves that's how I got the ring. It was all. He also says it to Gandalf, I believe, and it was all honorable.
So now it's not just that he got the ring dishonorably, but he lied about it.
He lied about it, and that's the original story that went into Bilbo's diary, which became the published Hobbit. And so most of the Hobbits,
because it's there and back again, because it's framed as like this is the record that Bilbo wrote down of what happened.
Yeah.
Right?
So exactly. So most of the Hobbits in the Shire at the beginning of Lord of the Rings have heard Bilbo's stories from that book, but they've heard the fake story from the 1937 Hobbit. So
oh my god,
it's like both versions are canon in the story, and
that rules so much.
and basically only I think Frodo and Sam and Gandalf know the real version of the story, and it's so thematically fitting because Bilbo only hours after finding that ring felt the need to lie about how he got it. Like he felt the need to justify his ownership of the ring. It's already influencing him. There was no real reason. That's
a clever retcon. That actually works with how he intended to use the ring going forward. That's really cool.
It's fucking cool, and there's so much like that. He kind of, I mean, all of the Legendarium, all of the Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, Silmarillion stuff, all is kind of, there's multiple versions of it, and it's all kind of canon, or canon is not even important, because it's all told stories and written down manuscripts from people in the story that got translated many times and given to different people, and it's kind of beautiful. I love it for that.
So like the story canonically is written or finished by Frodo.
Yeah,
the Lord of the Rings.
It doesn't stop there though.
Frodo wasn't at every event, so he had to hear it from everyone else.
I'm pretty sure the final version that Tolkien came up with is that the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit are like Bilbo's diary, and then Frodo's reports of the events of Lord of the Rings, combined with I think after Frodo gave the book to Sam when he left to the Grey Havens, and Sam completed it, and I think Sam's family too. And then the book was given to Minas Tirith, to Gondor, where like historians kind of added annotations and changed a few things and like added some information where it was needed and so on. And it got like stored there and retranslated in other parts until I believe in one version of the Legendarium, there's actually like an Anglo-Saxon human person from the real world finding that manuscript and transcribing it into Old English, and Tolkien pretended to be the final translator, translated it into modern English, and that's commitment. It's all really love fucking neat.
So love that commitment to the bit.
Yeah, that is great because it's like from fantasy. Fantasy is like stories from history that were passed down by word of mouth and then written down and translated over years, and they become myths. And he made his own myths and then came up with a canonical reason why magic exists then, but doesn't in the real world.
Yeah, more or less.
Because it's like, it's a story. It's like Was there Sauron? Huh? What? Could it have been just a guy with a big axe?
I mean, sorry if this is shit everybody knows already, but are you all familiar with oh god, the Princess Bride?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
I also not
Okay.
familiar.
Okay, well, Asha, have you read the book or have you seen the movie?
I've seen the movie only.
Yeah, I haven't read the book. I've read like parts of it. Yeah, the movie is framed as the grandpa is reading the story to his grandkid, and it's sort of every now and then it jumps out of the story to a conversation between the grandpa and the kid. And the grandpa is like, nah, let's skip past this part. Like, nah, this part's boring. Like, nah, you don't want to hear the romance stuff or whatever. Well, the book, which is much less famous than the movie, is sort of like that. The book is written as like an edited manuscript of another fantasy story. It's written where there's notes in red ink written by the quote unquote editor that are like, yeah, this part went on for like pages and pages describing the lineage of this, and like nobody cares, so I cut it out. Yeah,
so like a fake meta.
Yes, it's a fake.
That's
the
also
author
great.
the author wrote it with these like fake editor's notes about how like I cut this part out because it sucks. I haven't read the whole book, but I've seen it, and it's got a similar sort of meta framing device to it.
I mean, Tolkien's
Not many
original.
people have read the book. I think a lot of people don't even know that it is based on a book. But it is.
Sounds good though.
Yeah.
I mean, Tolkien's original intention was to some extent to create a mythology for England, because he felt like England doesn't have its own fairy tales or myths that just belong to England because of its history of the Normannic invasion and a bunch of stuff going on. I don't know the history facts well enough.
Yeah, I mean, we were just like a bunch of peasants sitting in mud and flooring mud around, and then we got invaded like 18 times,
Yeah.
and we're like, I guess we have culture now.
Yeah. I mean, English got kind of banned for a while and then it mixed with French, and it's lot going on. But over time,
Well,
he kind of...
I guess we're Anglicans.
Yeah. Now, over time, he kind of went into the direction, I just want to have, like, my own sub-creation. Like, he wants his own... I mean, what we do now all the time, world building, it's so fun. But he was like, yeah, this is, like, my own thing. And it's not directly based on our history or whatever. It's not super supposed to be our world, but our world on a different imaginary stage or layer, I think he called it. And... it's really cool. Of course, with the whole thing, he commented once that whole thing that he wanted to be a mythology for England, and that means that when you make an adaptation now, you can't possibly cast BPOC actors in it, because all the fans will come and say, "No, this is a mythology for England. You can't, you can't do that. That you can't do
England.
what?
That's not
Where's the fish and
England.
chips?
Yeah,
It's
black people in England? How? No, can't
not
be
true.
happening.
It's not true. No.
No, there's
Yeah.
Thank
Inconceivable.
you. So brave. So brave of you to say it.
no.
So brave of you to say it and risk canceling.
No, I'm parodying a lot of stupid people I've heard over the past few months. Because
Yeah,
There's a TV series being made, right?
yes, that's the thing.
Or is that there's also
Okay.
a Game of Thrones one being made?
Yeah.
You know,
Both.
there's apparently like several sort of prospective Game of Thrones side story series that are like.
I'm
in
so mad
production
about
right
that.
now.
That dude
Yeah.
should just finish his book. God damn it! But
I
he's like involved in
Yeah.
all of them a little bit, I think.
Ah, no.
he's involved in all of them, and also he seems to be like according to his updates, it seems like he's his updates seem to suggest that he's more focused on the TV shows than on finishing.
I mean, it's a
books.
classic, like, I'm going to start a bunch of new projects because I want to procrastinate really hard on this one that I have to do, and I know I have to do it. I mean, what if I did anything else?
To
What if I did...
be writing Song of Ice and Fire?
Winds of Winter. Have you seen...
We should get George R. R. Martin on the podcast.
Yes. Ben, have you seen that
so that he doesn't have to write his book?
Ben, have you seen that Preston Jacobs video where he like figures out how much he has written since?
Yes, I have.
That was really depressing.
I'm glad you're a Preston head.
I am.
I don't. What?
He's a Game of Thrones guy. Yeah, he's a Game of Thrones guy. He is kind of known in community as a little bit of a like tinfoil hat, because he has really advanced, crazy theories that all kind of make sense, though.
The man is a misunderstood genius.
Well, we know
the man knows George better than George knows himself.
Maybe. We'll see.
History will vindicate you, Preston.
No, history won't, because the books are never gonna get done. We'll never know. We'll never know if Quentin survived. But
oh God, yeah, true, yeah.
No, but he
made a video. Yeah. He made a video where he basically went back through like everything George has ever said on the subject and like pretty much constructed a theory of like, okay, based on everything George has said, how much do we think he's actually written? And the answer is like some, but like maybe like a quarter of a book.
No, the worst thing is that he kind of figured out that George hasn't probably written anything for like the first like 8 years. After the last book, because he wrote too much for the last book. He had like a few chapters left over, and so like he could kind of just said, I have this much done of the new book, but he could have just referred to the old chapters that he already had done from the beginning, and he probably hasn't really started writing anything new until like 2 years ago.
Oh boy, yeah.
It is well, we'll see.
Yeah.
And he also said that he doesn't want anyone else to finish it when he's dead. So I wonder how's that gonna work out.
Come on. Just let someone else finish it. Come on. You're gonna be dead.
Yeah.
Someday.
Who cares?
Who cares at that point?
Preston tries to finish it right now.
I want to on the subject of black characters in Tolkien. I did see that one dwarf, and I was enraged. She's barely got a beard. And it's bullshit.
Oh, I want to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
It's bullshit. Yes. The story clearly says that female dwarves have beards just like the men, and non-dwarves can't tell them apart. And then here's a girl dwarf, and she's got these delicate little sideburns. Oh, these cute little sideburns. Haha, she's got a beard, guys. No, that's not textual, you cowards.
It's gonna be a big bird's nest.
The thing is, Ben, it's kind of debatable if that's actually in the books because of the nature of how Tolkien's writing works. There is a book where he says that like all dwarves, males and females, get born with beards. And that's fine. There's also stuff like, dwarves never get their beards cut off because that's like really shameful for them, so they don't shave or whatever. The thing is, that's in one of the things that's like somewhere published in History of Middle-earth, so not even in any of the main big publications. In The Lord of the Rings, it just says that dwarf men and women are like close in appearance, not specifying more. And there's also different older writings where he says, that's another retcon, by the way. Do you know how Gimli in the movie says, there's like a legend that dwarven women get born, like dwarves just get born out of stone. We don't even have women. That's actually something that Tolkien wrote in an earlier version of the same universe. Like back in the day, dwarves were just like constructed stone beings that were also evil, I think.
That's how they were originally made by what the fuck is
Aule.
that? Is that yes, Aule made them out of stone. The first dwarves.
Yeah, the seven dwarf fathers. We don't even know if there were any women among them. Where did the first ones come from? That's all a little unclear.
Snow White.
Yeah, exactly. I think Tolkien hated Snow White, the Disney movie, a lot, and his daughter really loved it, and he had a big problem with that. But yeah, and that's the thing. There's like multiple versions of that canon. I think in a Tolkien book that just came out this year or last year. By the way, there's new Tolkien books coming out every year because there's so much writing that still gets published. They're still not done
from his old journals and stuff.
Yeah, there's still material.
Wow.
There's a new Tolkien book coming out this year called The Fall of Numenor, which will have more original texts probably that haven't been published.
Wow,
there's so much shit. But yeah, and in that new book, it specifically states all male capitalized dwarves have beards. And that's one of his latest writings, so it seems like he changed his mind a few times. So, but in general, I agree with you. I think it's cool.
I just want to be mad.
Yeah,
I want to be mad.
Yeah. That's what the internet's for.
Listen. I'm actually just mad that she's black, but I can't say that, so I have to pretend that it's about the beard. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me have it.
Yeah, that's the point, actually. No, but
right.
I actually also would like to see dwarven women with beards. That would be great. And
I think yeah, I agree. Even if there is a textual reasoning for it, I still think it would have been cooler if she just had a beard. Like they could still give her feminine features. They could give her eyelashes or
they did that a bit
whatever.
in the Hobbit movies. There's a few background dwarven women that have bigger sideburns at least and a little bit of chin beard. It
really doesn't make sense why beards are a thing anyway. Why does hair come out of the chin on some people and not on others? Why the hormones? Why? What's the purpose of this? I don't get humans. They don't make sense.
Keep your chin warm.
That's right.
Women need their chin warm. Everyone likes a warm chin on a cold
they don't.
night.
Women should be cold all the time. And God said,
I'm sorry.
When Eve ate the apple, God said women will always be cold in the office. The AC will always be turned up a little too high and they'll complain about it forever. And so it was.
God invented
on
the
earth
office?
as it was in heaven.
Yes.
Whoa.
I read the Bible.
Makes sense.
It's the only mythology for England that I need.
There's a weird thing going on with that new TV show that they casted a few POC actors for it, and there's like
one of them was an elf, right?
Yes. That's probably the most debated one. But I just really don't care. I think Middle-earth is big enough that it's possible. And
it's there's like, I've been watching this guy's videos and I know there's a bunch of different elf tribes. There's a lot of different elf groups.
Yeah, I don't think I can list them all off. They have many different names as well.
Yeah, there's way more regions in Middle-earth than just the ones that you hear about in Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, definitely. Most of it is underwater. By the time of Lord of the Rings.
Balerion and Numenor.
Balerion is bigger than Middle-earth that we see in Lord of the Rings, and it's all underwater and gone. Numenor as well.
Oh.
Wow, Middle-earth is a planet?
Well, yeah.
No, Middle-earth is the plate. Middle-earth is the land. The planet is called, or the world is called, I forget what the world is called.
The world's called Arda.
Arda.
I got it.
But I think Arda actually includes all creation, including space and everything around it.
I see.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but Middle-earth is the land in the middle. And it used to be actually a flat Earth and then turned round at some point, but it's a different story. Wait, what did I want to get to?
The colored, or the elf of color.
Oh yeah.
The EOC.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, melanin, it's not even a thing. I mean, the thing is...
What do you mean?
Okay, the thing is, Middle-earth is not based on science in most ways. The most scientific thing about Middle-earth is, the language development. That's, because Tolkien knew a lot about that, and he made sure that that's all correct and actually really detailed. But the sun of Middle-earth is not our sun. It's, a magical glowing fruit from one of the two trees that lit the world before sun and moon existed. And it's like a magical glowing fruit that gets carried by an angelic being over the planet, and then like under the planet, like I guess under the flat of plate, and then on the other side up again. And
naturally,
yeah, and the sun has kind of like a relationship with the moon, and that's why the moon always wants to get closer to the sun. There's also a being that's carrying a magic flower or something, and like that's why he has like stains, because he gets too close to the sun or something. Like,
sure.
And elves got kind of made before sun even existed. Like, they should be all albinos, I guess. Like, middle of biology doesn't make any sense. There's no real reason why specific people should have specific skin colors. It's all fair game, really.
I mean, in Earth, different peoples living in different places developed different physical attributes. So why not elves? Why not dwarves, etc.? Oh God, I was watching a Trey the Explainer video. You ever see that guy? I was watching one. It was about the I hope I'm remembering. They're called the Ainu, the indigenous people of Japan, right?
For a second I thought you meant the Ainu, as in like all the Vala and the Maya. But yeah.
No, the Ainu are
Same
this indigenous tribe or something that was there in Japan before, you know, what we think of as the ethnically Japanese colonized it, more or less. And he was going into like oh God, I forget the terms, but like the gene like groups, right? Like you can track like gene groupings, right? Like different ethnic groups sometimes share these like gene packets, and by like, oh, these people have these people, they look different, but they share this gene packet, and so we can see like, okay, well, they must share a common ancestor. These two groups must have somehow been like a split in this other third group that came from a third place, and it's like you might not think they were the same, but they actually share a relation, and you can tell by looking at, you know, these gene clusters. And these Ainu, like, they're not they have curly, they're light skinned, like lighter than Japanese, like they have like Caucasian like white skin, they have curly dark hair and blue eyes, and yet they share genes, like they're most closely related to this like dark-skinned people that live like exclusively on like the coast of like the Indian Ocean or so, like one little place. They don't look anything alike, but they have like they share these gene packets, and like the only two groups that do so.
So even in the real world, it doesn't always make sense. And then obviously,
the video showed like, oh God, I wish I had the diagram, but it was like basically a sort of like a flow chart of like, you know, human genetic like ethnic groups that had like split and split and split and split and split, and like it's totally like, it's way more complicated. There's so many more branches than I could even think of, and some of them split in ways like that, like these two different groups that ended up looking totally different, but they are kind of related to each other like more closely than some others, even ones that like look similar. So yeah, this kind of thing is just a thing that like humans and human adjacent creatures can be like expected to do over
but
geological periods of time, differentiate themselves physically, right?
Yeah, but don't you know that there's only white people in Europe? Like,
of course,
everything I
just said was a test, and you passed.
I'm just gonna disappear now.
Like dust in the wind.
The second I hit Europe ground.
Dude, it's crazy how much the outrage against this casting and this show in general has been very weird for me to witness, because like Tolkien hasn't really been that relevant for a while, like ever since the Hobbit movies came out. Like for some reason companies didn't touch it that much. Like there was no big sequel series except the Hobbit movies, really.
Well,
there were
I feel
a few
like
video games and stuff, but it was very quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I feel like the rights
I don't
must
know-
have been really expensive at that point.
Oh, it's the most expensive TV show of all time because of that.
really?
Yeah, apparently
I don't know how well the Hobbit movies did.
The
I
hot
assume
yeah.
they obviously had the brand recognition to get a lot of money, but
I
like
think they did pretty good.
I don't think people liked them.
Yeah.
Critically, I
Generally.
think they're kind of disliked.
Yeah, in general. They're kind of forgettable.
I haven't seen them.
The last two especially. The first one's pretty good. Yeah, and so I haven't really seen like the internet, the very bad racist gamer internet fandom descend onto my fandom live as like happened to Star Wars or whatever when they cast like a black stormtrooper a few years ago. Like I saw that in Star Wars and I was like, oh yeah, my Tolkien fandom, that's like, yeah, it's just everyone's nice here, everyone's good. But then they all came
We're
crawling
not
out
we're
of
not like
Mordor.
those we're not like those toxic Star Wars nerds.
Yeah, it turns out we actually are. I mean, they are.
No.
It's there's a lot of really horrible YouTubers who like promote that stuff. It's
I mean,
really sad.
No.
Some YouTubers don't even really give a fuck.
No,
But
yeah,
they'll swoop in to any
Yeah.
subject if there's an SJW to be owned
Yeah, I mean,
with facts and
I think
logic.
the Lord of the Rings is not like there's a niche of like super nerds who read the entire Silmarillion, but then there's like the vast majority of people who know what the Lord of the Rings is are just people who grew up and saw the movies when they were out or relevant, and they're like, oh yeah, killing orcs.
Hell yeah.
And like, do you remember when Legolas killed that big elephant all by himself? Like that's the sort of
Who
people
could forget?
Actually, that's
who
called
could,
an
who could
elephant.
easily slot into like a random like gamer racist stereotype later in life,
Yeah.
and they would just be like, I can't believe that my favorite show where they kill elephants with one elf has black people in it now. I just
Tolkien
can't believe it.
It's problematic because I like elephants, and it's bad
I like
that
killing
they
them.
died in that war. Leave the elephants out of it.
I can't believe that I know exactly what they're going to do in this show. They're going to have a black elf, and they're going to kill 2 elephants. That's just unrealistic. They can't kill 2 elephants.
The white elf has to kill more elephants. He has to get a higher kill count.
That's just more
I'm
realistic.
going to be so mad. I'm going to pee my
It's
pants.
just more real. I think so.
And Tolkien is all about realism, as you know.
That's right.
But there's also a bunch of critique from the other side, just because of, like, for example, the beard thing with the dwarven lady, who, and also the haircuts in general are a little odd of the characters. Like, for example, that black elf has like very short, like, super shortly cut hair, and a bunch of other male elves also have short hair. So it kind of seems like they're trying to make them like more masculine in general, even though they were kind of like transcending that in the Peter Jackson movies. And there's no real textual basis.
I think a black elf would look pretty cool with like dreads.
Yeah.
Like long dreads and a big, like, you know, tail or whatever. That would look pretty cool.
That could be cool. They made
sick.
They give Elrond very short hair, which is odd. They did that in like animated movies before, but I like theoretically I don't really care, but it does seem like either they just wanted to make the characters more distinguishable, or they just wanted to make some of them look more masculine, more traditionally masculine. Also, like making the gender roles a little more clear.
I'm okay with it if like there's like maybe one elf group that like, oh yeah, other elves grow their hair long, we cut ours short.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, we live in the hills or whatever. We live in the rolling hills and it's hot out there, so we cut our hair.
Or just cut them short for war, which would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, sure.
You can make up anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, but don't you know that they are like ruining Tolkien's legacy, and they are actually gonna rewrite the books? And
He's dead. He's dead. It doesn't matter.
But before of cheaper England, how would you feel if they cast a white guy in Black Panther?
But Neverpaint, I want to be a hobbit.
Gib,
No.
listen, Gib, listen.
No, let it be a
Neverpaint is he's just concerned about the integrity of his homeland of England. Okay,
Yeah,
you just gotta let him.
exactly.
You just gotta let him have this one. All right.
Okay, one last thing on the hair thing. Seeing a lot of fan art over the last few years of the Silmarillion characters, I can kind of understand why they wanted to give all the elves different haircuts, because you couldn't distinguish them otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just posted a fan art of like the entire like House of Finarfin and Fingolfin and Feanor, I guess House of Finwë, and like they're all just long-haired pretty boys. Like,
Yeah.
that's all what they are.
They all part their hair
The same way.
basically the same way.
And if you have a cast where, like in Lord of the Rings movies, you only had like one elf that was important, Legolas, for most of the time. And if you have a cast with like 10 elves, yeah, makes sense.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
You
What
got to
are
do
you gonna
something to
do?
make them look. Yeah.
The show can still suck though, but I'm hopeful. I'm always hopeful. Which is, I don't know.
One thing I always liked about World of Warcraft is, obviously, since it's a game where you can play as all of these different fancy races, customization is always like key. Like the ability to have many different hairstyles with new ones added every so often.
Yeah.
Various skin tones for every race. Like, it's great. I like character customization, and you can make stuff that looks so different, but still fits within what is understood to be that kind of a race.
Yeah.
Like a goblin still looks like a goblin, even though it's got all these different things about it.
The Peter Jackson movies were great, in my opinion, at least the first three, but I think they did a little bit of a damage to the general perception of Tolkien's world, because they were so successful that they outgrew the books, and like every new adaptation has to fight against that now.
They kind of Marvel movied it, right? Like way more people have seen the Marvel movies than have read the comic books.
Yeah.
So like the movie versions are the version that like most people.
That's why
know,
all
and
elves
it's
have to
probably
have
true of
long
Tolkien
hair
as
now
well.
forever, or else everyone
Yeah,
will
I mean-
complain.
Wait,
I'm looking at this
weren't
image
you
and I'm
just
like,
weren't you just complaining about an elf not having long hair?
Well, yeah, I can see both sides of the argument, I would say.
Okay,
I hate
That's
people
it.
who dismiss it just because they have long hair. But I can critique it, but I can also see why they would do it. So yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I can understand. It's just what a thing. Like, it's a hairstyle. You can change your hair, and if there's a clan that it's like you have to wear your hair this way, then it would make sense. And that's the fashion. There's the fashion. That's what we like. Us elves, we like doing this. If there's different elves that live in different places that wear their hair different, you just explain it that way. It's not like baby elves don't come out of the womb looking like with that hair parting with the long hair.
You know
Unless
what's
they do.
You know what's weird in Game of Thrones or in Song of Ice and Fire that I kind of like sort of knew but hadn't really thought about, but is totally true. In Song of Ice and Fire, in Planetos, there are straight up just like pseudo-human, like basically like Neanderthals, or like even more distantly related, like almost humans.
Squishers.
That like squishers, and there's one from Sotheros, and there's one that lives on that one little island up to the north of like the Dothraki continent. I don't remember what they're called, but like, yeah, there are these like people that are like sort of human, and some of them can sort of speak like human language, but like they can't breed with humans,
Yeah.
or they'll only have stillbirth offspring, which is like really freaky. Like if
That's
those
Neanderthals.
yeah, well, or I mean, Neanderthals could theoretically maybe breed with Homo sapiens, but
Sure. But I think that's what that's alluding to, is like the time in history where Homo sapiens sapiens and Neanderthals existed at the same time for a bit.
yeah, but like even more different, right? Like even more like I don't know, weird. Like there's one that are down in like the southern place, the Sotheros, that are like they're very like ape-like, but
Is
they
it
can
actually
like
called
kind of
Sotheros?
speak. I don't know
Or
if
is that
that's
a
like an
fandom
official name. That might just be a fandom name.
There's Westeros and Essos, and that's all I know.
I don't know if it's a fan name
Well,
or if it's
Planetos
an
is
official
definitely
name.
a fan name.
That's true.
The planet doesn't
that's
actually
true.
have a name.
I don't remember what these other people are called, but like, imagine if that was real in the real world.
I mean,
Imagine if they're, I know, but like, imagine if there were like someplace in like a jungle in like, I don't know, Africa or like South America or wherever, where you could go and there were Bigfoots, and like you could talk to them, and they could kind of learn English and talk back to you, and they sort of had a little village, they built little huts and lived in them, and they would forage for berries and stuff, and you could even like go and trade with them if you wanted to, but like and like someone at some point discovered that if you fucked one, you could get it pregnant, but the baby would be stillborn, and like you don't know who figured that out, but somebody did, and we know this. We know this is true.
I mean, that's
but don't ask how.
Probably true of almost anything else in the animal kingdom except us.
I get it. It's free. It's a freaky idea. If I lived near creatures like that, they would freak me out a lot.
Homo sapiens
That's
just have
all.
a
You
weird
show them your
status.
mobile phone, and they wouldn't understand.
That's all I'm saying.
Your apps.
It's
Like, how do I explain my apps to this creature?
I can't even begin to answer that question.
Hey guys, do you know why they didn't just ask the eagles to bring the ring into Mordor?
Because they were still eggs.
The
They hadn't
Ibanese.
hatched yet.
The Ibanese are the one. They just live on this one little island.
What are they? What's their special? What's the special thing? It's a
They're
gimmick.
short. They're short but heavy, broad-shouldered, broad-chested, have long arms. They kind of sound like Neanderthals, actually. Short and thick necks, massive jaws and large square teeth, small sunken eyes. Yeah, they are able to reproduce, but the offspring usually come out deformed. They can speak. Yeah, these are the ones that can speak, but like not very well.
I think Preston's theory is that the others are also just like that, and they're just like another people that struggles up there and that's why they're attacking us or something.
I think he did a video talking about these, and I think he said that I think the others are a little different. The others seem like they have some like magical or like technological explanation. I mean, like they're like made of ice and stuff.
I mean, Preston's whole thing is that everything in Game of Thrones is actually sci-fi. That's his big theory. But the show just kind of went against all of that and explained nothing, and it's all just magic.
The oily stone.
Yeah.
The oily stone. That is, Preston thinks it's plastic. And I guess that kind of sounds like how someone who didn't know what plastic was might describe plastic.
There's a lot of fun things like that. And I mean, the biggest clue that convinces me personally is that George R. R. Martin is just a sci-fi writer, and he's written so many other sci-fi stories that have kind of the same things going on that go on in Game of Thrones. Like with like hive minds and weird like genealogical stuff.
A song of bits and bytes.
I really think that the people that naysay Preston just don't understand that like everything that he says is like he only says it because it's like George R. R. Martin has written that exact same thing in a different story. Yeah, and like he's got reasons for everything, and it's like I don't know. People come in with preconceptions. They come in with preconceptions about what a fantasy story should be, but then Preston was like, well. Okay, but like when George wrote a very similar thing back in the 70s, here's what the twist ended up being. And it's like, oh, yeah, that is basically the exact same thing.
That's how his writing works most of the time.
The Children of the Forest or whatever. Yeah. Oh. Kind of sounds like he's kind of telling the same story again. Yeah.
To
Great
go back
stuff.
to Lord of the Rings for a
Yeah.
Sure.
second, I have a
Boo!
question. This is a hypothetical.
I want to talk about the Ibanese.
No,
Okay.
no, this is way more important.
All right.
If Sauron got the ring back, and all of the power of Mordor, and all the things he wanted, and then aliens showed up, would he win? Would he be able to defend Earth with his powers?
Sorry, with who? Sauron?
Sauron.
I don't.
Could Sauron defeat the aliens?
Well, there
the
are no-
alien invasion.
there are no aliens in
That's the
Arda.
problem. Like,
Yeah.
No.
it's very defined what
Imagine
exists
if there
and
were
what
No,
aliens.
no,
isn't.
no, no.
Imagine aliens came down and they were like, beep boop, we're gonna shoot you with a laser gun like Rick
Well-
and Morty. You know that
they
show?
wouldn't. Well,
And
they
then
wouldn't
Sauron
because
was
that's
like,
not Iluvatar's plan for creation. I'm sorry.
How do you know?
That's not in the heavenly music. Because I love God and Jesus, and I know these
No.
things. He tells me.
Iluvatar made more than just the things on Middle Earth. He had
I'd
other
like to believe
planets.
that.
This is
He's
so.
got so many
this
other
is so
projects.
heretical right now.
He's got so many other projects going on, so many irons in the fire, and he still hasn't finished his book. And he's gonna make.
Okay, but you know what? Sauron maybe couldn't deal with the aliens, but Morgoth at the end of the First Age, where he had like giant dragons the size of mountains and armies of Balrogs, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
All right,
I mean,
make that a
Okay,
TV show.
Sauron's whole empire is kind of a pale imitation of what Morgoth had going on. He's just Morgoth's underling trying to recreate the good old times.
On the other hand, the moon does exist in Lord of the Rings.
But
so
it's not a-
if there was an alien invasion, maybe Moonanians would be the main.
Oh yeah, the
aliens.
Moonanians.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but the moon is not actually big. Or like, the moon is not like a celestial object. The moon is like a flower, I think. It's a flower of a
just-
tree
Well, then
getting
little
carried by
flower
an angelic
bugs.
being. It's
Yeah.
it's not our
Little tiny
stone
flower bugs.
ice moon.
Little tiny flower.
Little tiny flower bugs, little tiny Hollow Knight bugs would come down from the moon,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and they'd come
Okay,
down
never
and they'd
mind.
have
I
like
love it.
weapons.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's
That's
do
what I'm
that.
saying. That's what I've been saying for years.
Great. We solved it.
Yep.
Would cowboys defeat Mordor? Think about this. If cowboys rode into town with their guns.
Well, Mordor was working on Saruman was working on like gunpowder, so they were getting there. They were not that far from cowboys.
Orc,
I'd like to see
orc
that.
Cowboys.
I'd like to see a future where Sauron got the One Ring and they invented guns, and then we had orcs riding wargs with rifles and guns, going yeehaw.
Well, actually, I have good
Orcs
news
ride
for you.
wargs, or do goblins ride wargs?
Goblins do. I don't know what orcs do. I guess they walk
Okay,
like idiots.
in-
Are goblins the same as orcs?
Yes, in Tolkien's Legendarium, that's
Okay.
just synonymous. In The Hobbit, he calls them goblins because it's more of a children's story. It sounds cuter, I guess. And at some point, he just switches to calling them all orcs. Just like the elves are also called gnomes in the earliest writings.
In The Hobbit, are the goblins like bigger than Bilbo, or are they like human size?
They're like smaller than humans, but bigger than dwarves and hobbits.
Yeah. So about how the movie depicts them.
Yeah, in the movies,
Yeah.
they tend to be a little too big and mighty. Like, the Uruk-hai are like these giant monsters in the movies, and they're like
Aren't
supposed
the
to be...
Uruk-hai sort of like orcish super soldiers?
They are, but like they're almost as big as a human. Like, they still don't get there because all evil creations have to be inferior to like the original like god-made beings.
I kind of like that they're like giant in the
Yeah,
movie.
no,
It sells the scary factor and the danger.
Yeah,
better.
no, it absolutely works. All the practical orcs are amazing. And that's one of the things that I really like about this new TV show, is that they're going back to practical effects for all the orcs. And they hired the same studio that did them for the movies, and they're gonna look disgusting.
I
terrible.
remember people complaining about that shot in that one Hobbit movie of like the molten gold in Smaug's
looks like
treasure,
shit.
and it looked really bad. Yeah, very, very bad.
It melted faster than chocolate would melt.
The CG
It's
is
so
very
stupid.
inconsistent, these Hobbit movies. Gollum looks amazing, and like a lot of the orcs effects
Gollum
look
was like
really bad.
Gollum was like a triumph. Like Gollum, like nobody has fucking done what they did with Gollum.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not true.
Uh,
Maybe somebody has.
I mean,
but it was a
not
real
beforehand.
benchmark in. No, yeah, not beforehand. But like even since, like, it's like who else even? What's another CG creature that like looks as good as Gollum did? I struggle to think of any off the top of my head.
I think like one of the greatest things about Gollum is that they always had him on set, on location. Like they had the actor scrubbling through that little stream in the landscape of New Zealand.
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
like replaced him digitally. So there was like kind of little green screen involved. They always had him there, and then they redid everything in the computer. So it was like a lot of real life reference.
I think that's why
Not just for
Gollum
the
is
face.
so memorable as being like a really good CG character, is because, you know, when Gollum picks up a rock and moves it around or shuffles on the ground, you actually see the environment react in a very physical, real-looking way.
That's a little.
So like things could technically be better CG characters, but like the way they did Gollum, I think, is the reason it's so
that
good.
reminds me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
You know how like
Yes,
how like
had
they would
the-
have real props on like sticks and strings, like manipulated by people off stage, and then they would animate the cartoon characters moving them around. You know?
Yeah, they would make it as tough as possible to add a 2D character into the frame. They would have like shadows moving across the screen, the set in like dynamic ways. It's like, what if we made it the most impressive we possibly could? It would take a lot of effort, and it wouldn't necessarily make the story better, but it would just be cool. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody puts too much effort into things for cool factor. They just do what they are told.
I mean, I wouldn't say there's nobody, but in general, it gets.
I haven't seen anything on the level of Roger Rabbit in terms of
sure.
like overdoing like a 2D animation thing.
They
That's what I
tried.
mean.
There was that one like Chip and Dale movie that tried it, and it didn't look even as good as Roger Rabbit. Like having that combined
I
style.
didn't see it.
In The Boys, they had a similar scene. I think they took one of the funny things is for some reason they took the wrong lesson away from Gollum. They just started casting specifically Andy Serkis as CG characters. Like the actor who played Gollum got really successful playing other CG monsters and stuff. And like, it's like, it wasn't just, I mean, he had a great performance, but like the technology and like the inventiveness of that like whole production made it great. And they put him in every other thing. Like he's that big evil guy in the new Star Wars movies for like, yeah, but that's not.
Wait, which guy?
That's funny casting.
Snoke,
Wait,
Snoke?
Gollum played
That was
Snoke?
Andy Serkis?
yeah, same
Whoa,
guy.
that's weird.
He also
Why?
played Planet of the Apes, Caesar, and also King Kong, I believe, in the Peter Jackson King Kong movie.
What? I mean, okay, I guess.
He's everywhere.
Sure, why not?
He also played Jon Snow in Game of Thrones.
Jon Snow was
The famous
completely
CG
CG.
Yeah, I see.
Actually, it would be kind of cool if they completely CG Jon Snow after his death to make him more uncanny. That would be neat.
Oh, like make him like a
Oh, like after he died, yeah, they do like what, like the thing that they do with actors, you know, to like sort of recreate them digitally.
Yeah.
But they do that with him, even though the actor's still alive. But it's like, yeah, we want you to look weird, though. We want you to look like a zombie.
That's one of the worst things about Game of Thrones is that his death didn't affect anything.
Yeah,
Like nothing happened.
It affected people going, "What's gonna happen next?
Yeah,
I better buy."
it was just a cliffhanger, no follow up.
Well, it was technically he got out of his oath of being a black knight, not a black
But he
knight.
went
so-
back
that's
to
such a
that
stupid
anyways.
thing.
Who cares?
No, it was a loophole. It was a loophole because if you make you made a promise
they didn't-
and you
they
can't.
didn't even-
Listen,
I
know.
Sure.
Listen.
They
I
had
know.
that loophole.
I know power resides where men think it resides, but like he said, he would guard until his death, and there's simply no way around that. You simply cannot circumvent that unless there's a
Sam
tricky
came
little,
up with the
magical
circumvention beforehand.
resurrection loophole. So fuck you.
Oh yeah, Sam also.
I think
left.
Sam at
That
some
doesn't
point
count
said,
for some
hey,
reason.
we're supposed to guard the realms of men. Doesn't mean we have to do it at the wall. We have
I'm
to
gonna
do it
guard
in
it.
general.
Yeah. Well,
But
that's another tricky little secret loophole. You gotta
And
find
they
a
don't
tricky
even
little
question
secret
it.
loophole somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
actually, that would be fine. That would be cool, kind of, if they said, oh, that's a secret loophole. But then he just goes to other kingdoms and it's like, hey, I'm Jon Snow. I used to be Night's Watch guy. And nobody questions it. Like, he's not even, like, questioned that people say, hey, aren't you an Oathbreaker? Don't you suck? But nobody does, because they don't care in the later seasons.
You know, I'll be
Oh
honest.
god, sorry for spoilers, Asha.
You know, I'll be
Sorry.
honest. I didn't watch past the death of Jon Snow. I didn't see the show after that. I heard it was
Yeah.
really bad.
I watched the whole thing.
I heard it was really bad, so I didn't watch it.
We're actually rewatching it together right now, and we just spoiled everything for Asha. We're like at the end of
Whoops.
season 4.
Well, there you go.
That's
Listen, I
fine.
just heard
I
it
would
was
say
bad.
Game of Thrones is good, even a bit after Jon died.
There's scenes.
Gasp.
No. That's not what
He
the
dies?
That's not what the pop culture zeitgeist says.
The production design
Well,
is still pretty.
I rewatched Game of Thrones semi recently, and I came to the decision that I like shows, even when they
That's
suck.
fucked up.
When people say, watch up to this episode and don't go no further.
Nah, that's stupid.
It's most of the time not worth, like, I don't know. I'd rather watch the thing and get all of the good out of it and be a little disappointed than never know what happens, even though I'll probably hear
And
about
really
it.
bad shows can be interesting as well. I love the Hobbit movies a lot, even though they have tons of problems. But I just know so much about the history of them and how they got produced and what all went wrong, and it's just fascinating to see all of that play out and the potential that they had and what actually happened with them.
I think that the beginning of the Hobbit movie is quite
Yeah.
nice with the dwarves coming
It's
in.
so
and
much
they
stuff.
They sing that deep, deep song that's like really deep.
It's the best scene. It's the best scene in that whole trilogy.
It's all
then-
downhill from there.
And then Bilbo says,
Literally, because they go
going on an
downhill,
adventure.
underhill, and overhill.
Yes.
I like that song by Leonard Nimoy about the Hobbit.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's actually
I don't know.
that's
this.
the
I've
best
heard
Hobbit
it.
adaptation.
It's
No,
the only valid one.
No, the best Hobbit adaptation is National Lampoon's Board of the Rings,
Oh no.
which I read the first chapter of, and oh man, I forget what they call they have some stupid other name for hobbits in Board of the Rings, but I remember that
Habits.
I don't know, but they describe whatever they call hobbits. They describe them as yeah, they're small, but they're tough. They can easily defeat a creature half their size if they get the drop on them. And I just thought that was really funny. That's basically all I remember.
Can you
about,
just now? I wonder if you can just do that, like make a parody book and publish it of some big franchise, which is obviously that franchise. I guess it's
yeah,
I guess
I
they
mean,
don't need.
It's been done. If you've seen the Barry Trotter,
Barry,
Yeah, I-
frickin' fair use and parody law and whatever, you know.
True.
I should read those honestly, because now that I know that J.K. Rowling is horrible, I might actually prefer
Those
those.
are,
those parody books.
I've heard of. I mean, those are old, right?
Yeah, they came
They're
out
old,
when
yeah.
the
I remember
original
seeing
books
them
came
at the
out.
same
Yeah.
time. The books were coming out.
I don't know I don't know anything about them. Isn't there a musical? Isn't there a stage play that's a parody of Harry Potter?
No, that was an official thing. It was a real. She
No.
actually said that was the real.
No.
thing.
feels like a parody.
No, not Cursed Child.
The Burst Child.
No, there's a frickin' Harry Potter parody musical. Nope, never mind. Okay.
Maybe it's a YouTube video.
I mean, there is one called A Very Potter Musical, but that's not what I thought there was a
Is that the little puppet show where Snape goes Snape,
Snape.
Severus,
Severus.
Snape?
Do you know who made that?
I don't know.
Who?
No.
It was Neil Ciceriga.
Neil Ciceriga,
Another-
the guy behind
The guy
various
behind-
things, including
The
mouth
guy behind
sounds.
everything. The guy behind fucking everything you've ever heard of on the internet.
Minecraft?
Yeah.
The guy who did freaking Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. He did the Potter Puppet Pals. He's Lemon Demon. Mouth Sounds. He did fucking. There's probably there's 18 other things. He called JonTron a piece of shit that one time, and it was really
Based?
funny. Yeah, his crowning achievement.
Yeah, all the other stuff is alright, but like,
Yeah,
that's his masterpiece.
him telling JonTron to go fuck himself was the pièce de résistance. Yeah.
He made Brody Quest. If you know that meme video.
Yes, of course.
He's a meme master.
Yeah.
He's good
Yeah,
at
that's-
making things that go viral, and nobody knows
Potter
who he is.
puppet show was really big when I was in school.
Same.
Whoa.
What
Wait,
were we
how old are they?
How do we get on this topic? I'm lost. I've lost the thread.
We're just circling from
We're circling the
Potter
drain,
to-
circling the drain of eternity.
Game of Thrones to Lord of the Rings, back to
Right.
Harry Potter, as all things go.
Right.
What would happen if you gave the ring to a cricket? Would it shrink to the size of a cricket?
No,
So he could put it on?
it's you know what? It's rock paper scissors. Game of Thrones beats Lord of the Rings because Game of Thrones is a dark what do you call it? Sort of a subversion of fantasy tropes.
Sure.
Lord of the Rings beats Harry Potter because Lord of the Rings is good. And Harry Potter beats Game of Thrones because it made more money. I don't know, and that's probably not even true. I don't know.
Harry Potter should not
Lord
be
of the Rings
involved.
made all the money.
Yeah, I guess they all made a
comes
shit ton
to-
of money, so whatever.
Sure.
When it comes to like childhood film franchises, it used to that I like. There was like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter coming out at the same time, but then there was Pirates of the Caribbean.
I've never seen those, actually.
And looking back, I think Pirates of the Caribbean is better than Harry Potter.
Probably.
Yeah,
I
but
like
it's not based on a
those.
I
book.
believe that.
It's based on a Disney ride
Doesn't-
attraction,
no,
and that's
doesn't
way
count. It's not based on a book series. Give me a break. It's got to be based on a book series.
I could write a book about
Yeah.
it, and then it would be
Easily.
based.
There's
Still,
entire podcast about theme park rides.
Princess
I've
Bride.
read it.
That's based on a book.
is Princess Bride better than Harry Potter?
I would, in my current estimation, I would say it's better than Harry Potter. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have said so as a kid. 'Cause
People
it's just
say
one-
that like Percy Jackson is like the good version of Harry Potter.
Well, I've never read it, so
Yeah, same.
That was after my time, but I have heard that.
It was
Well,
during my time, but I stayed
you
true
guys
to
ever
Harry
read the
I'm
Potter.
sorry.
Spooks?
The people that
You guys ever read the Spooks
the people that read Percy Jackson are too young to have real opinions, so I won't trust that until maybe
Like
for like
Munchie.
5 more years. And if they still say that, then maybe.
You guys ever read the Spooks series of novels?
No.
Good question. They probably have a different title in German, honestly.
It's about this. It's been a long time since I've read these, but it's like a wizard thing, but like with very specific rules. Like vampires and vampires can't cross like a line of salt. So if you're summoning a vampire for a thing, you have to make sure your salt line
That's
is done, and there's pentagrams. And
That's a
and
classic
wooden
vampire
stuffs and-
rule.
Yes, it's a lot of classic mythical wizarding rules, and you're a spook. That's the name of your job, as you go to places and you sort out problems as a spook. And there's the spook's apprentice, who's the seventh son of a seventh son, means you're allowed to be a spook. So this guy is a wizard spook man, and he gets this youngster under his wing. And there's an adventure or 3 or 4, and I enjoyed them very much.
That sounds like something I would have been really into. It reminds me of the Bartimeus sequence.
Bartimeus trilogy, Pog. Yes, I
It's
read
not-
those.
It's like 4 books, I think.
Oh,
But
Anyway,
I think the 4th one is actually like a prequel that takes place in like super long ago times. I don't remember. Those were
Anyone
good too.
Ever heard of Wizard's Hall?
nope.
I don't think so.
Wizard's Hall is a single novel about a kid who goes to wizard school, and it came out 6 years before Harry Potter, and I actually had read it before Harry Potter, and it was like, wow, this is kind of similar to that other book, but nobody knows about Wizard's Hall. It never continued. So I don't know. That's it. That's the thing about Wizard's Hall.
That might be another British book series that came out before Harry Potter. It's like, what was it called? The Worst Witch. It's like a book
Well,
franchise.
that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I think I've seen that somewhere.
yeah, they made a TV adaptation. Oh yeah, there's also a movie that features what's his name? Something Curry. Tim Curry?
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Gotta be. Yeah.
Yeah, as a wizard that the girls swoon over.
Oh, these are from... Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, some of them came out in like the 70s, but they were still coming out in like the 2010s.
Yeah.
I remember this book
That's
cover.
wild.
I don't know if I read it, but I remember seeing this on in a library. Let me just post the image.
Worst
assume
Witch has
this is
been
the same thing.
running for longer than The Simpsons.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I thought nothing has.
Before The Simpsons, we didn't have what's known as a televisions.
Oh no.
The tragedy.
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like I missed out on a bunch of those because I was so hyper fixated on Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings when I was young.
Hey, you know what though? I think this book came up in my image search, and I feel like we should talk about it. I'm sorry, my internet is being shitty, but the image will load
Wait, can I
shortly,
see?
and it's gonna blow you away with how funny and silly and goofy and kooky the thing that it will show you is. Just you wait.
I'm
Any
looking forward to
second
it.
now. That bar is almost full. There we go. I assume this is like a Christian, like an evangelical Christian thing.
Yeah.
Why don't we celebrate
Like-
Halloween?
I mean,
I tried-
Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate anything, I think.
I mean, that and like Christians who think anything that's remotely about magic is satanic.
yeah, I think there are more evangelicals than there are Jehovah's Witnesses, but I mean, I guess their reasons are similar. Yeah, I'm trying to read the description here on faithandflame.com. Where and the
favorite
description
website.
cuts off. I can't read the whole description. It ends in a ... So I don't. Oh wait. This is why you should be ready to explain Halloween to a kid, sharing the dangers of Halloween and discussing Halloween as a pagan holiday. Yep, this book will help your child have a Christian perspective on Halloween, making it clear why you don't celebrate the holiday. It reveals in story form the truth behind the activities that have become such an accepted part of Halloween traditions. Children who read this book and talk about it with their parents will learn how the, quote, fun of Halloween harms them. They will also learn what to say to others who do not understand the true meaning of Halloween. Oh my god. No
amazing.
customer reviews. Oh, cringe. Oh.
Get your the Christian kids on Halloween will don their paladin armor. They get their sword and they slay
Go out
all the
and
monsters.
slay all the other kids, yeah. Well, you shouldn't. Told you your quote unquote fun would harm you. You didn't listen.
You know, I never celebrated Halloween, and I would have liked an explanation because all the American cartoon shows had Halloween.
Aww.
Yeah. They didn't. When I was in Poland, I mean, they did Halloween. They didn't really like do it to the same extent. Like,
We definitely didn't have trick or treating. Like
I saw
Not
some
really.
people walking around in costumes, but I didn't really see any like trick or treating. Exactly.
which is
I only ever went trick or treating with my mom when I was very little.
very weird because like our country is like way safer than the US. Like
Yeah.
if anything, we should go out trick or treating even more.
Yeah. I mean,
think-
it's
all right.
pretty cool.
There's I mean, I'm taking this based off of like just seeing American TV and movies where like Halloween episodes they're always in the suburbs, and
Oh yeah.
there's more of like cul-de-sacs and like more of a, I don't know.
Just have like two
Sort of
streets
a-
to go down, and there's not much that can happen because everyone's looking outside all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of a contained, but I don't know how much more safe that is than like a London suburb, where the houses are smaller and closer together, but it's still like a suburb.
Where I grew up was not good for trick or treating at all. I mean, we did it a little bit. We would drive to a neighborhood that was a little bit better for it, but we were like super big on trick or treat. I mean, we did it. Yeah.
I dressed up one time for Halloween because I found a book in a library that was like fun children's crafting tips for Halloween, and I dressed up as a spider. Had like face paint and like multiple eyes painted on my face, and had like a green like net for like trees to like put trees in or something around me. I was walking around like that all day, just going to the mall with my parents or something, and people looked at me very weird. Like
Yes.
it was not expected for a child to be in costume at
Yeah,
Halloween.
when do you ever get the word costumes?
Fasching.
Bus?
Well, we have like carnival. Like
Oh.
that's like our costume thing, but that's also kind of regional here. Like
there was
it's not happening everywhere.
One time I was in Dusseldorf, and there was
Yeah.
a festival going on, and there were people in costumes. I remember some people were dressed as the Beagle Boys. There were other costumes, but I remember there were people in costumes at the point, and it wasn't Halloween. It was some other other
Yeah.
holiday that people were
We
doing.
have that
something.
period between like November and February where it's like Fasching season, and at the beginning and at the end there's celebrations. Like I said, it's kind of regional, and there's a lot of like parades and stuff and dances. That's when we would like dress up in school and like play games in gym hall or whatever.
Right.
But it's not spooky themed. Halloween is cooler
Yeah.
because it's spooky themed. Carnival is just like general dress up,
So
being
you
silly.
get two opportunities to dress up in costumes.
Yeah, kind of.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's not, but it doesn't have the trick or treating. It doesn't have going out at night without your parents and getting sweets. That's cool. I wanted that. Like in my American cartoons.
I like
It's just like one of my American cartoons,
Yeah.
TV shows, and movies.
I like never went trick or treating without my parents, because like when I was a kid, parents would drive me to a neighborhood that was like trick or treat friendly, and like by the time I was like old enough that like I was like drive myself, I kind of didn't really want to be like doing it, you know. It's a little cringe, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Back at the point, at some point it becomes less cringe again, and you wish that you could do it.
I mean, I
I've
guess
been googling the worst witch because I've convinced that I did see this TV show on CBBC at some point, and I think I did. And I think I did also have a crush on the main actress.
Wait, what show?
The Worst Witch, but
Oh.
like
Oh,
the
yeah.
1998 version. 1998 to 2001.
Yeah,
I would
that's
definitely been...
the one I watched as a kid.
It's got, look at this opening like credits where they're like green screened, like
Yeah.
swiveling around on the brooms. It's funny that this did come out before Harry Potter.
Yeah, it does look a lot like it.
And it's basically just the plot of Little Witch Academia. Because it's an all-girls school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're all British in this one, I assume.
Yeah.
That was a BBC thing, of course they are. Miss
I'm
Cackle's
sorry, the
birthday
best-
surprise. Lol.
The best Harry Potter alternative is still B.B. Blocksberg. that was my big Harry Potter alternative. It's like a big German TV show and like audiobook character. She's a witch and she goes on adventures. And there's a movie that came out around the same time as Harry Potter, and it's very much copying the Harry Potter aesthetic and the music, and but still good, and not transphobic, and great.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to be.
You know, now I'm thinking about it.
It ticks all the
Was
boxes.
Harry Potter the first big like male witch thing? Because there's a lot of like witches is like a female archetype.
Yeah.
But there
Well,
wasn't a lot
freaking
of
Wizards
wizard
Hall is about a
kids.
boy who goes to wizard school. So Wizards
Well,
Hall.
there you go.
Of course.
You did it.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing that Hogwarts is called like School for Witchcraft and Wizardry. Like you have to like gender divide that. Like if a witch does it, it's witchcraft. It's, like,
Well, I mean,
why?
That part
why
of
is
it has
something-
always been like in history is like, oh, witches are women and wizards
but-
are different.
But it's
Yeah,
the real
it's-
world for them, so they should just like have one term for it. Or like
That's
The
the
magic
Okay, but it's not
for
like
Our
magicians.
House. Everyone's
not like
witches
JK came up with
despite
that.
gender.
yeah, I guess it's like
but
historically grown. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, J.K. Rowling would come up with like some stupid like, oh, it's witchcraft if you were born a woman. If you have like a womb, it only counts as
Yeah.
witchcraft if it's like biological.
You will never be able to wizardry.
Uterus magic.
We can always tell.
Uterus magic.
We can always
And
tell.
maybe-
if
maybe-
they're
no,
actually
th-
wizards.
this is how we can explain.
Wizards
This
have
is how we
no
can
power
fix.
of the
This is how we
moon.
can fix. This is how we can fix JK, because there literally is no difference between witchcraft and wizardry. We can just explain gender to her like that, and she'll be like, "Oh, I get it. It's just about the words you use, but it's the same." I've been so wrong.
No, she would literally say that the power of the testicles is what makes it wizardry.
I don't believe it. I don't.
If you have
believe it.
testicles, you can't do witchcraft. She
'Cause
would
you
say
can-
that. She absolutely
you can
would.
take-
No,
Because you
You're
can
wrong.
take a whiz standing up.
they are the same. They are the same spells and the same potions and whatever. And I'm pretty sure there's no difference at all. It's just two different words for the same thing.
Expelliarmus, he, him.
Yeah, you say Expelliarm. You say Expelliarmus, women, but not men. Oh, fuck.
Women.
I don't know.
There are actually
No.
pronouns in
Men
Harry Potter.
say Wingardium Leviosa.
There are no pronouns in
and
Harry
women
Potter,
say
yeah.
Wingardium Leviosa. It's
Yeah.
the ways to do it.
Oh God.
I don't know if people heard my funny joke.
Yeah.
I did. It was hilarious.
I gotta listen to it next week. I'm gonna re-listen to it.
My head.
But back
My
to,
head
back to
hurts,
Lord
I'm
of the
hungry.
Rings, though.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
God.
but back one last Lord of the Rings fact. You know
Jesus.
Galadriel's husband. You know that guy, Celeborn.
I don't. What's his name?
Celeborn.
Celeborn? Like from Homestuck?
Celeborn.
From Homestuck.
I've never seen a single Homestuck.
You should
but
read
sure.
Homestuck
Well,
because...
You should.
All
read
right,
Homestuck.
here's an obscure fact that I'm not sure about, but you might be able to recall. Tolkien talking about a green sun as like if you're thinking of, making a world, and you make a green sun.
What?
As just an example of like a fantasy thing. You should have a reason for it or something. I don't remember. There's a quote
What?
attributed to J.R.R.
What's a-
Tolkien about a green sun
Might
with
be.
regards to writing theory or like how to create fantasy worlds. And Andrew
yeah.
Hussey heard that and he thought, well, yeah, I could just take that exact thing. I'll put a green
Just
sun in
make the
Homestuck.
sun. That's the lesson that was supposed to be learned from that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he liked like Tolkien's work in general. He just
Yeah.
thought that would be a cool thing to like lift.
It's
And there's a green sun in Homestuck.
I mean, the green sun could have been any color, but
It could have been any color.
he
That's
made
the
it
point
green
of, that's
as
the
a
point of
Tolkien
Tolkien's.
reference.
Yeah, Tolkien's it just came up with some random shit as an
Yeah.
example.
Yeah. I mean, it's
So-
like
Yeah,
it's sort of like if he had made if there was a fish, and he made it red because it's a red herring, and it's just a reference to a thing.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Galadriel's
didn't
husband,
know
though.
that actually. Yeah. Caliban.
Yeah, Celeborn, great guy, completely irrelevant for most of the time because Galadriel is like the most important person and super powerful. And like Tolkien says that Celeborn is one of the wisest elves in Middle Earth, but he just says
they
that.
all are.
And there's not,
He
there's
says that
no real
they're all like
evidence.
that, yeah.
He doesn't really do anything. He's just a trophy husband. But
Cool.
But the thing of Celeborn is he has a very funny name because his Teleri name from the elves that lived by the sea, and they have their own language called Teleri, or I guess it's like an accent of Sindarin or something like that. But his original Teleri name is Teleporno. Like
Teleporno?
Teleporno.
Wow. Cool.
And
Sounds almost
I
like
think,
a request.
And I thank Tolkien every day for that, and I'm very happy that this is in there.
That's your Tolkien fact?
And that's why
That's my Tolkien fact
and
for the
that's why
day.
he's the best writer ever.
Yes,
That's
resting my case.
that's a freaking George Lucasism. Oh yeah. Well, this guy's name in the original language is Teleporno. See, because it's like it rhymes with
Telepornography.
with pornography.
No,
Because he's a really sexy guy, you know. It's like
I think
he
Tolkien
could be
didn't
in
have
a
a
porno on
choice.
television, so you know.
I think Tolkien didn't have a choice. He couldn't name him anything else because the languages make so much sense that just historically it must have been Teleporno. Like this is just the words that are his name. You can't call him anything else. It's
What does it mean?
Oh wait, I
it-
should look that up. It probably means something important.
Probably
Is it
means
like- How does
tree of the silver bird.
How does elf language work? Is it like based on your place of birth and your how many thumb wars you won? You get named a certain thing.
Oh, actually, like your parents both give you different names, and then at some point you choose your own name based on, or like
That's just like warrior cats.
maybe.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
right.
elves are warrior cats. I get it.
Yes. By the way, Teleporno means silver tall because he had silver hair and was very tall.
There's literally
that's
no
just-
other way to describe him. He's teleporting.
It's kind of a boring name, actually.
Yeah.
Other than how it sounds, yeah.
No, elves just I think name themselves like after the legends that they make of
I
themselves.
mean,
like,
you know
yeah,
what?
this.
That is like a warrior. That is kind of like a warrior cat's name, though, isn't it? Like silver. Well, no, he would be called
Can
like
a cat be tall? They're
he would be
always
called
kind
like
of
silver thrush or something, or he'd be called like tall leaf or something like that. Because you have to have like an adjective and like a thing in nature, or like it's two things in nature, right?
Did you
Is the
read
Is
Warrior
the cat
Cats?
name? Yeah. So why
That's-
warrior cats can
But
have names like
how can you
Smokeweed.
say that? Wait, isn't that like the same generation as Percy Jackson? I feel like that's the same thing.
I
And you
think
say
it's maybe
Percy
a little
Jackson
older.
is
I
for
think it's a
younger
little
people.
older than that. I think it's a little older than that.
Yeah.
It's one of these series with way too many books.
I mean, I never read it. Yeah, it's still going, I think.
I mean, so is Percy Jackson, I believe. Like at least some of the spin-off
Oh.
series.
Wow. Okay.
How could you write all the time? How could you do that?
I mean, they probably have. I mean, in Warrior Cats, they have like ghostwriters and stuff. It's not like one
They're
person.
dead.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
have
die.
actually
They
cat
killed
writers.
them and they enslaved their spirit, and they said, "You will
You will write about these cats.
you'll work off your sins in the writing in the typewriter mines. You will type until your spirit is cleansed of evil."
I know nothing about no Warrior Cats, but I just assume they go with the lore that cats all have 9 lives, and that's why the series is so long, because every character has to die like 8 times
I
before
think
their story is
that
over.
is a thing in them or something. I don't really know
Good.
too much about it.
Very good.
What do we think about frickin' Ask PCP questions?
Hell yeah.
Let's
I feel
see.
like we've been
What is
going
that?
a while. Okay. Well, I've got one. This was actually asked of me before Ask PCP, so I'm gonna honor it. This is from Coco Peloton. at It's Also Ugly. I can't leave a voicemail for the podcast. I wanted to say One Piece, Dragon Ball Super, and One Punch Man all ended their current arc this week, and they were all shit endings. Tell me why, Ben saying.
Wise
I don't
Oracle.
think One
It's
Piece
because-
was shitty.
I don't
think
know.
so. I know why people would be upset. There's like a choice was made.
I know what happened. I actually know what happened.
Can you say it?
It's someone didn't join the crew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a like a potential crew joining thing.
I
It's
have
like,
no real,
no, not actually.
I have no real opinion. You know, I mean, let's say it's Yamato. I mean, from my perspective, I heard people say Yamato joins the crew, and I thought that seemed like really quick. But then again, it probably took less chapters for Sanji to join, for instance.
Oh, well, sure. I mean,
So,
I think at
like,
this point,
whatever.
a character joining, because it was like Jinbei took so much longer
Yeah.
than you would have expected for him to
They were
officially
teasing.
join.
They were teasing Jinbei. They were edging with Jinbei for years and years.
And people really
Loved
wanted
it.
Carrot to join, which I don't I
don't-
wouldn't hate her, but like I don't get the appeal of her being in the crew. She's
Yeah.
just sort of nice. She's fun.
She's cute. She's cute and nice, but like, does that mean you should be?
She doesn't have like
part
a
of the Straw
quite
Hats.
quite as much
Yeah.
of like a role to play, either
Yeah.
socially or like strategically in the crew. So like that's that. But then Yamato's coming in as another potential like heavy hitter in the late game of the One Piece story.
Yeah.
But he's
Sure.
like he's a powerful ally
Mm-hmm.
to protect Wano when
Yep.
they leave. So I feel like it's not like he's not going to be in the manga anymore. There's going to be stuff happening with all these characters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like being literally on the crew doesn't mean much because there's so many characters that are allied with the crew
Do you?
that are going to show up again either as enemies or allies in whatever huge conflict is going to be coming up with the coming to the end of the actual like story.
Do you?
So
think
like I
that's
don't
what-
feel like it's the same as like having a new character on for another like 20 years of adventures.
Yeah. Do you think that's what this person is saying? It's shitty because of that.
I think they're just like they wanted it to be like an official thing. Lots of people did. But instead no. And I'm like,
Mm.
I don't mind. I think it's cool. I just want to see what happens next.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised that when Jinbei joined because I kind of felt like the crew didn't need any more members, and I guess I kind of still feel like that. But I mean, whatever. I'm not like against the idea entirely, so I guess I'm pretty neutral on it. Although I haven't actually gotten there. I'm like 12 chapters behind or something, so I should catch up so I can have a real opinion. Okay. Well, anyway, someone else asks me, is Ben caught up to One Piece yet? And I just answered that question. I did catch up a while ago, but now I'm behind. Alright. So let me see here who responded to the tweet. Okay. Senki C. Seedle, if I'm saying that right, says, everyone is talking like the voicemail era is over. Can't you just back up the existing voicemails? Yeah. The reason why it's not ready is because I cleared a lot of it out, and I thought I just had to clear out some space. And it didn't work. And I guess, actually, I need to clear out, like, all the space. So it was sort of my bad, but not really. It should have worked. It just didn't. Okay,
Hey
next
Ben,
one.
I got an Ask PCP for you.
Okay.
Spotify.
Ugh. Yeah. I think,
Okay, it's not just Spotify. The problem is, like, you can't download the episodes conveniently anymore, really. Like, I can't listen to them if I don't have internet, and that's a bit annoying.
yeah,
like-
I know. I said before, I think I'm just gonna have to accept that, like, some of the apps will just not have the first episodes on them. Like, they're just gonna have to delete the
It's
oldest
like fine.
episode.
They're all on the website. If you
Yeah,
really want them.
they're all on
Most
the
of them are
website
on YouTube.
and they're all on YouTube. Almost all on YouTube. Yeah. So I don't know. At some point, I give up. I will do that. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, I gotta do
Would
it.
be
I
nice.
gotta do it. Yeah, you're right. Demonica Knight asks, PCP, who has the biggest butt between Ben and Gib? And can you rank the butts of all PCP members? Thank you. And wait, there's an image. And
Of their
here-
own butt?
No,
Do
here.
they wanted to rank too?
Here
Oh.
it is.
Oh, well, yeah.
This is pretty
I would agree with this. I mean, I've
Wait.
personally been working out, like doing squats more recently and more regularly. So my butt's bigger than it was. That's a point in my favor.
I don't know. I don't think I have a particularly large butt. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how to answer. Can I rank the
doesn't
butts of all
Nate-
PCP members? No. Yeah,
Nate is
people.
really...
Yeah, people
that's
say
kind
Nate
of
has a big
legendary.
butt, which is very.
Nate does
funny.
kind of have a big butt because of all the exercise he used to do. Lol. Actually, he might still, but like
I don't. Is that why?
I assume so.
I don't
Like he
know if
bulked up.
that's.
There's just
No,
that one
some point in his
screenshot.
No, I don't. Because it's not like he was like big all over because he was like really buff. Like,
No,
he wasn't.
But like his butt was.
Yeah.
His thighs were
I
quite
don't-
large for.
Okay, well,
a
here's the
male.
thing. His squats were bad. He was bad at squatting. So I don't think that it was like, oh, he just worked his glutes out that much. I don't think that's. I think he just naturally is like that.
Well, yeah,
so
good for him.
there. I guess.
All I know is that one screenshot from the Brad Garlinghouse music video where it's gigantic.
I don't know the exact one you're talking about. But
I
I'll
think
take
it
your
got
word for it.
reposted in your server 2 days ago or something.
Cool.
People be talking.
As
He
for
likes-
everyone else, I have no idea. I think they always wore like baggy trousers or it wasn't looking. So I don't know.
Keyblade Spirit asks, Ben, do you have a favorite brand of gummies? As a gummy candy fan, I quite like the Albanese brand, or alternatively, is there a brand that you'd compare the ones you'd want to make to? Is Albanese the one, the bears that have the A on them? Those are okay. Those are fine. Ooh, I like, it's kind of basic bitch, but I really like Gushers and like Fruit by the Foot and that stuff. That stuff's really good. I really like I don't know if I have a favorite brand. I like grapefruit flavored ones. Whenever I go to like a candy store, I look for grapefruit flavored gummy candy. Whenever I can find those, I really like those. I don't really have a favorite brand. I like a wide spectrum of them. I like the juicy ones. I like the jelly-ish ones. I like the hard ones. I like the chewy ones. I appreciate all different. There's such a spectrum.
Your gummy connoisseur.
I think so. I like to think so. Okay, next one is from J Java Arts. If you could trade any one of your talent skills with one of your friends, which one would you choose and why?
Talent skills.
Would I have to trade all of my talents with all of their talents?
Well, I'd say no to all things. I like my talents. If I could choose one, I'm trying to.
If you could trade one of your talents with one other talent, with someone else's.
I mean, I would. I think I've said this in a.
Oh, yeah,
previous
no, yeah.
PCP.
It says if you could trade any one of your talent skills with one of your friends, which one would you choose and why? Okay.
I'd trade. My. Here's the thing, though. Can I never learn that skill again?
I think so. Yeah. Because
So,
you'll
like, if I
never
try to-
be talented. If you trade it away, you'll never be talented at it.
But like, you can be untalented but work really hard, and like what does talent mean here?
No, talent is everything. You can't do anything without talent, don't you know?
Oh God, I think
I mean,
I think-
obviously they just mean like
Look,
take a
some
skill
people,
away.
some people are
Yeah.
just bad at something, and I think if you if we're taking this question seriously, if you trade away your talent, it means you become bad at it. Like you can no longer do it well.
I mean, what am I talented at then? Because I could choose something that I'm sort of good at, but I don't care too much about losing, and then just get like a really good thing in return.
You could definitely game this question.
I could be like, oh, my talent at crochet. Like, I'm sort of good at crochet. I made those little booties for Vriska. But like, I could trade that for like Munchie's ability, like speaking to a crowd ability.
I mean, I know what I would trade for is I would trade for Merryweather's marketing savvy. In a second. That's the most
marketing
valuable
savvy is just liking anime, though.
That's the most valuable skill that anyone that I know possesses. So that's what I'm going for. What do I trade for it? I don't know. My huge dick. what do I need it for? Useless. Get it out of here.
Hasn't been used in years.
My ability to grow a full beard. that can go.
That's
it's
a
not
talent. That takes a lot of dedication.
Oh yeah. You gotta hone. You start with natural talent, but then you
if that's
really
a
gotta hone
talent,
it
I
over
would also
years
like
and
to get
years.
rid of that, please.
Yeah.
Okay,
Beards are for queers.
can we instead trade like something we're really bad at against something you're just okay at? Like
What?
Well,
Like,
it's not
like,
a talent.
completely-
You already
You've
suck at it.
completely spit in the spirit of this
I'd
question.
rather. Okay, yeah, but I'm just reconstructing the question. I want to rather be bad at something else instead of being bad at that thing.
Oh, so trade like a bad talent for a different bad talent that you didn't already
Yes.
have?
Wait.
Yes, but then
What?
the other thing
What
is
do you mean?
neutral.
What do you mean a bad talent? Like something you're bad
negative
at.
talent, a negative
Okay,
talent.
like
Look,
trade something that you're bad at, trade it for something that someone else is bad at.
Yeah, and the thing that you
Okay.
were bad at, just you become neutral, you become, I guess, okay at it. Neither
Okay.
good or bad. Then I
Sure.
would like to trade my inability to drive a car safely with...
You know what? Yeah, that is a good one to get rid of. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like fishing. I don't need to be good at fishing.
Are you good
So
at?
do you have a friend who's bad at fishing?
Oh, wait, no. Dang it, I need to
No,
find
you
one.
have to pick. So now you have to pick one of your friends and publicly say that they're bad at something, and then
Asha,
be
Asha,
like,
you're
"Yeah, I
bad
want
at
that."
something. What are you
Yeah.
bad at?
Self-confidence?
No, I also don't want to be bad at that.
That
God
one's
damn it.
rough, yeah.
All my friends are too talented. I don't find something.
You're calling her your
Yeah.
friend. You're
Catch
friend
22.
zoning her.
I'm not great at cooking.
Asha, you're getting friend zoned.
Okay,
Oh, dang it.
I guess I would be fine with being bad at cooking. If you were neutral at cooking. Wait, you're not bad at cooking.
I'm
Oh,
not bad
whatever.
at cooking at all.
Okay,
I just
let's move
haven't.
on.
I just haven't like harnessed that skill.
I'm insane.
No.
All right. Well, that's my answer. Next one is from Grappler Main. Would you keep making this podcast if the money wasn't coming in anymore? I think if there were like no money, if nobody was paying for it, my opinion, I would probably still make an episode, but I probably wouldn't make them like on a regular schedule. I wouldn't like abandon it, but I would probably do less of it.
Yeah, obviously the money is nice. But it doesn't need to be a lot of money.
Yeah.
As is obvious. The
No,
Patreon gone
it
down a
does.
lot.
No, it needs to be a lot. It needs to be a lot, please. Yeah, it
Obviously,
really
it's
does.
nice
It's really
that it's a lot,
important
but,
that
like-
it's really important that it's a lot of money. Everyone.
Yeah. I mean, it would take it to be making quite a lot less.
Do you
For it to be like not worth the time investment because it's so small on my part at least.
Do you two make as much money as you used to during like the heyday of the podcast when there were like 7 people on each episode?
I make more now than I made in the yeah, because it's split only 2 ways.
Yeah, I thought so.
So
I was just wondering if it went down enough to be less actually, but
Yeah,
guess it didn't.
I don't make as much as the patronage has gone down a bit. So there was a period where I was making like, I mean, when I say a lot, I don't mean like big money. I don't mean like, like buy a house money. But I mean like, I was making like a couple $100 like to appear on one episode. And it's not at that level anymore. But it's still like, yeah, it's easily worth the time. And it's more than I was getting per episode. Yeah, even when the podcast was at its most popular in whenever that was. Because we were splitting it 7 ways or whatever. It's just the math. That's math.
Honestly, it's good. Podcast is better than it ever was. Fuck the haters. I'm the only one with that opinion.
I'm glad you. There is a subset. There is a subset of people that feel that way, and I'm glad. White poop misogynerd says, have any of you considered creating more purely literary works? Road to Radcon's last chapter was a blast. Hey, I wrote that.
Yeah, you did a good job on that. I don't know that I could write a book or even a short story. I've never really tried that since I was like 12.
I don't know if I was seriously thinking about it. I actually was thinking about it the other day. Like, what if I wrote short stories? What if I wrote a short story? Like, instead of trying to draw it or whatever, because like drawing's hard. What if I tried that medium out and just see what I could do with it? Honestly, I think about writing. I don't really write that much, and it kind of makes me feel bad. I kind of feel like it's something I should do. I don't really read that much, and I don't really write that much, and I think that's a problem. And
I mean, you're still a comic person, so writing is still a big part of that.
So I write some. Like I wrote the notes I wrote this footnotes for Slime and Punishment. That was, a bit of writing that I did, but it's not something that I do regularly. I do think about writing sometimes, and I feel like it's something I should dip my toe into more. And I'm glad you liked the end of Road to Radcon. I had a lot of fun writing it, and I thought it came out all right.
Yeah. I also similarly feel like it's a shame that I don't write, because it seems like so easy. Like it's you just
I know what you mean.
You have like a Word document and you're already owning a keyboard because you have a computer. Like you could just type out something, you don't even need to draw it. It's like this, you could make so much.
I feel like maybe this is naive.
Like typing is harder than drawing, personally.
You think typing is harder than drawing?
Yes.
I think I've got a bit of practice.
So much more boring.
Just because I made so many scripts for videos and various other things. Like I feel like I could do more than nothing with writing fiction.
I feel like if I were writing a story, I would take like in prose. I feel like I would take a very similar approach to how I approach drawing a comic, which is basically just, I would have the scene in mind, and I would have, okay, where in the story am I now? Okay, well, what details do I need to include in order to progress from here to there? Okay, let me just start filling them in. Put, okay, this happened, okay, well, I need to describe it more. Okay, add detail, add this detail, add that detail. I don't know, I feel like it's... Yeah, how hard could it be? Whatever, just hammer down on the keyboard.
So
fuck it.
I mean,
I'm a writer. What do I? Everyone speaks English. I know the words too. It's easy.
I guess I do have like a lot of experience writing. I think just compared to you, Ben, with like writing like a synopsis for an entire show.
Yeah,
and
probably.
and film scripts, going over that and like iterating. That I feel like I know the process of like making the entire thing, realizing it sucks, and then picking it apart, changing entire parts.
I think
that I could probably do that with my own little thing now.
I think I can write fairly natural dialogue. But I think I am rusty and would maybe struggle at writing convincing narrative prose. And that's something I could maybe practice. Yeah. So the short answer is yes to that question. Next one is MOL352. Do hermits have peer pressure? I mean, I would say no, because they don't. Well, hermits might have friends that they contact.
They would have hermit peer pressure.
Like, it's just a squirrel that lives in the woods with them, and when the squirrel goes somewhere, you feel pressure to follow it.
I think being a hermit is sort of a socially constructed thing, wherein someone might see you as a hermit. You might be a hermit to most people, but then to other people, you're not one because you are in contact with them. So yeah, I think probably the hermits probably have friends and probably do feel peer pressure to some extent, yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're not mutually exclusive, because like if the pressure of society is to be a hermit, then you could be pressured into being a hermit, and it's like if the pressure is to not be a hermit, then being a hermit naturally means you don't succumb to peer pressure.
Well, I'm saying you can be seen as a hermit without that doesn't necessarily mean like you don't have any contact with anyone.
I guess I don't know what the how we judge what hermit means then. If it's a perceptual thing based on who's thinking about them, or whether it's like a thing you can quantify.
I don't know if you can quantify it. If you mean, I mean, if it's someone who literally lives out in like the woods and like doesn't talk to anyone or have any human contact of any kind, then I guess not.
Like a recluse is more obvious than the word hermit.
The next question. Ow! Ooh, my head. Ooh, my head hurts. Good thing I got my ibuprofen. Nom 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 nom. Delicious. Ah, tasty. Sparkling water, tropical punch, 0 calories, Hannaford brand. Wash it down. Yes, please. Okay. Next one.
Great ad read, Ben.
Thank you. The check. I hope my check is in the mail. Oh wait, did I?
Do you change your address yet to new place?
I have not changed the address. You know what? I was gonna say something about the Patreon, but you know what? I'll save it for the end. I have an announcement about the Patreon. I'll save it for the end. I won't say it right now. Next one is from Anarcho Seabass, who asks, "Why is Trixie so gay?" Trixie is a woman with a boyfriend. So what do you mean? What is this guy talking about?
'Cause she likes Yuri? Maybe?
That was Digibro. And
that's true.
That was just a character.
Digibro is married to Ethan Rolfe.
Who proudly masturbated to pictures of children and liked to say so. That was a mere fiction. That was not a real person. That was a mere character, obviously, you fool. That creature like Yuri. Trixie the Golden Witch is an entirely separate being. They've never even heard of each other before.
She's the straightest person
completely
ever.
straight.
Straight as a board.
Straight woman. A strong, independent woman who don't need no man, but
has one.
Got one. Don't need him.
It's a bird.
But he got one. Right. So that's. I hope that answers your question.
Exactly.
Next one is from Foxy Socks Draws. How much would you charge to draw a character stuck in spider webs?
Actually, nothing, because that sounds really fun.
Nothing? Don't say nothing.
Commission Neverpaint.
Oh wait,
For free.
No.
I wouldn't.
I'm just saying that's something I would draw anyways.
You're undercutting the market, and I don't appreciate it.
One of my OCs is just a collective of spiders.
It's a niche kink, Neverpaint. You're missing out on big money.
Is it called Them Spiders?
I hope so. Oh no, their name is Jitter, actually.
Okay. Also good.
Yeah, I don't know. It would depend on.
I'll be honest.
Commission.
Money. I'm trying to think.
I would need.
If someone asked me to draw something that was, innocuous, but like when I thought about it, I was like, this is obviously a kink thing. Do I then charge more because of that? Because I know that they're doing it out of a kink. Does that make it?
That
Does
sounds
that-
kind of
it's not-
kinkphobic, Ben.
I think
If
it's
you-
It's just
you set
it's
the-
just the market reality. It's the market
It's-
reality.
If you set a price, then it's a bit too late. But if
Yeah.
you didn't set a price yet,
you didn't set a price. I
You're
think
right.
that the
You're
idea
right.
behind that is that people who want the fetish niche stuff will pay more because
Yeah.
they want it so much. Oh my god. But
Yeah.
if they don't get horny for it, they might say no, which is why it's not necessarily moral or not, but it's more likely that you could get more money for it.
Moral. Give me a break. Yeah, you're right, Asha. If there's a set price that's agreed upon, and I say here are my rates, and someone asks me, okay, well here's my request, and their request is in line with what I said I would draw in the rates, then yeah, you can't be like, oh, but no, that's a kink though. You gotta pay more. Go, yeah.
Kink tax.
I think if someone came to me and was like, would you draw how about like, yeah, someone who this character, but could you draw them like just wearing a noose around their neck? Like just hanging loose, like they're not hanging, just got I'd be like,
not hanging, just hanging out.
that's I think I would probably ask for a little more because I know
Yeah.
that they are forces at
Now
work.
I'm thinking of like
There
a
are
very,
forces
very
driving
niche-
demand in this situation that might not otherwise exist, and you got to factor those in.
I'm now imagining like a very, very niche fetish where could you please draw this character setting up a noose? They're not going to do anything. They're just setting it up. They've just got a rope and they've got like a thing, like a branch.
Could you draw this person setting a bear trap? Just setting a bear trap, not caught in it or anything, not with their bloody foot,
Yeah,
like
like-
mangled in it or anything. Just setting it,
My head will fill in the blanks. Is the anticipation that I want.
setting it to catch something later, maybe. Whatever.
Could you draw my character setting a loaded gun on the table?
So my answer is I would charge if someone just came to me and asked me, I would charge more than I otherwise would because I would know there are market forces at play.
Okay, actually, there could be a good reason for it, because if you're making a commission and you're not comfortable with what you're drawing, you might not want to post it on your like art accounts to advertise more commissions. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a lost piece of advertisement, and you might want to make
Yeah,
up for that by charging more.
You lose out on value if you draw
Yeah.
something and then you can't post it. That's true.
Like
However,
if I would
I
do
disagree
an
with
NSFW
your
commission, I
phrasing.
wouldn't post it.
I disagree with the framing there that like, oh, but there's a good reason. Because like there's already a good reason, and that is that art is
You can
worth
just
whatever
decide.
someone will pay for it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. But other than that, I agree. Yeah, you're right. That is a loss of value that could be reflected in the price for sure. The next one is from Vale, XCVII, who says, "Ask PCP, how can you sleep at night?
On a bed of nails.
How can I'm sleeping right next to the place in my room where my radiator used to be. Right as I'm ready to move out, they fucking got workers in here and they tore my radiator out and they put in a nice little wall heater. It's actually improved the room's ambiance quite a bit.
Now you have to move
And
out.
I have to move out. I mean, the place still sucks, so I'm still glad I'm moving out. But, like, of course, they make it a little nicer right before I'm about to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So, great. Next one is from Stumble Reel. How many bends does it take to unscrew a light bulb and spiritually consume it with a knife and fork?
What?
Spiritually consume it. I don't know.
How many
you-
bends does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Unscrew, not to screw it in, to unscrew it.
Have you unscrewed a light bulb before, Ben?
Yeah. No, one bend could do it.
Okay. But can you
Spiritually-
spiritually consume it?
I don't think any number. Of
How are
bends.
you supposed to unscrew a light bulb? You have to turn off the light bulb and it's dark.
It's impossible.
But what if you
You're in the dark, you can't do
during
it.
the day in a room
Well,
with
you just-
windows?
Well, that's when you take your bottle of phosphorescent slime and you shine a black light on it and you illuminate in the
Or you
glow.
get like
Around
you
full
put it in
circle.
your spritzer nozzle and you spritz the slime all over the walls so it glows.
That's right. That's right. And you get sugar all over the walls, and then the fruit flies start to multiply. And
And then they take over the room and they have to pay rent.
There you go. There you go.
Hope that
And you have
answers
to
the
pay
question.
more because they start to count as a tenant. Yeah, I don't. The answer is 1 or 0. I don't know. I don't know how to spiritually consume anything with a knife and fork. It doesn't make any sense. Next one is from Itanagan. Dark Souls race when? Heart. Like 3 or 4 years ago. Man.
Yeah, what do you mean Dark Souls race when? That was the first one.
First one. First one, worst one.
Do
'cause I
they want a
wasn't in it.
sequel?
You both played Hollow Knight. Make a Hollow Knight race.
Elden Ring race. No.
Yes.
First one to get lost and give up wins.
Mega Man race. What's it? Gabe, what's a game that we're both equally good at?
There is none.
Puyo Puyo. Are you good at that? Because I'm not.
I don't think I am.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Fucking.
Xeno Comics asks, where do you get your ideas from? What
My
ideas?
brain. What do you mean?
What ideas? When was the last time I had an idea?
That's a very 2016 PCP question.
You're right. Yeah. Everyone else has long since stopped taking us seriously as creatives.
Aw.
That's not what I
We're
meant. I
washed
meant
up.
more like it,
no,
it
but
seems
it's true.
like
I don't care if it's what you meant. It's the truth.
I don't feel washed up. I feel washed away, and I'm
washed down,
I'm
sparkling
building a
clean.
raft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
serious answer. I like to take my ideas for drawings from nature and weird fucked up bugs and plants or mushrooms because evolution has already made so many crazy designs and things that I don't even have to come up with new stuff. I could just steal and put together in new ways. And that's just neat.
That is neat. That is pretty neat.
You know,
You have a
when I-
very you draw a lot of natural kind of
landscape.
scenery and
I used to draw more landscapes, so nowadays I draw more like anime girls, but they are actually also prehistoric shrimp or something like that.
You know what I'm thinking of that flower garden scene you did for the RFCK art contest. That's the piece of yours that I remember the most vividly.
That is one of my best.
It was great.
I haven't made like an animated GIF painting a lot
That was
since
a-
then.
That was a
I would
winner.
imagine that's so time
Maybe we
consuming.
can post it. Maybe we can link that in the show notes.
Oh yeah, I can look it up.
Find that because man, yeah, that was great. You won that contest, right? For that one?
Yeah, but with like 3 other people, to be honest. There were a lot
Yeah,
of great
I mean,
entries.
We usually have multiple winners.
That was like one of the very few times I stuck my nose into RCK for like a little bit, and then I
Yeah.
didn't have time for it again, and then died again.
You can put a person can put as much time into RFCK as they fancy.
But there was a short phase where I was like, oh, I could be like the plant natural scientist guy who discovers new weird fucked up species of slime plants.
Oh, fuck. I'm glad I reminded because there's another art contest tomorrow, and I would hate to forget about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I should make more of that. Maybe I'm gonna make a gift painting for my next big uni art project.
Why not?
Sounds fun.
I feel this question hurts me. I feel bereft of ideas. I feel sterile. I'm not joking. Please help somebody. I'm lost creatively.
Aren't you making a video right now?
Yeah, but that sucks.
My secret project is a waste of time, and you're all fools for being excited about it.
Don't you have actual ideas for Nuzlocke that are already in plan?
Oh, yeah.
and-
I did have ideas for that Nuzlocke. I just haven't acted on them.
You'll be fine.
My idea. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit. My idea for the secret video project that I'm trying to get filmed. Basically, the idea behind that one was it would be giving too much away if I said what the. Okay, well, I'll just say it came from a very practical mindset. It came from a very like.
It will make a lot of money.
Like be very like what's a practical thing I should do to like keep myself alive. Yeah. But it's all but also would be fun. So
The stakes have risen.
Stakes
If you
have
don't
risen.
finish this video, you will not stay alive.
If I didn't finish if something happened and I somehow didn't finish this video, I think I would snap. Yeah, I think I would snap, and bad things would happen. You would hear about it on the news, is what I'm saying.
Don't come to Boston tomorrow.
Don't come to Boston next
The
week.
entire area.
Don't come to Boston if in October if the video isn't uploaded in September. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There will be a
boy.
slime-related incident.
Will Ben ever fix the RSS? Yes, I
Wait.
will.
Wait, is that a
Oh.
new question?
Oh, sorry.
I was still thinking about where I
sure.
get my ideas from, because I'm thinking,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if I have an answer. I think like, oh, I like video games and movies, and so I just
Mhm.
steal things that I like from them,
Sure.
and then I draw them, but with like worse art.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
No,
like, that
your
doesn't sound
art.
right. Doesn't sound correct, but I don't know what else I would say.
Look into your heart. Well, what's in your heart? What does
What
your heart
does an
say?
idea mean? I guess, like,
Yeah. What is an
An
idea?
like
idea is
nature.
just like an image or concept that picked up somewhere at some point. I don't believe that there's completely original ideas. It's all It's all just
So I get-
stolen.
So like if the question is like where'd you get your ideas, I just like my brain creates them based on things I've seen. That's such a normal like obvious answer. I
If
feel
you
like
made if
there's
you made
more to it that I could say, but I don't know how to say it.
if you made completely original ideas, it wouldn't look like anything, I believe. It would just be some like abstract AI art slob.
I get my ideas from observing people and from how funny my life is.
I get that. Observing people.
Oh, and the
also,
media I like.
Yeah.
I don't like
Maybe I don't do enough observing.
anything.
Yeah,
I do too much observing.
Sometimes I just stare at people and make up stories about them.
I do kind of do that when I'm waiting somewhere for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I may as well look at people instead of my phone because my phone's boring.
I
Which
should do
isn't
that
that
more.
often. I should not look at my phone quite so much. But,
Same.
why would I do that?
Sometimes you find the
Millennials,
most-
Am I right?
Interesting people.
I mean, a lot of your art is very much different kinds
You're-
of people, different
you're a-
shapes with
You're
different poses.
You're a people drawer, Asha.
I am. I
You're a
really
people
am.
Dirty,
drawer and a fashion
filthy
drawer.
people person.
Yeah, put that in
Uh,
your bio. People drawer.
Well,
I guess what I'm discovering is that I may be like creatively bankrupt.
that was the first thing I said about myself. So I feel like whenever I have a thought, whenever I have an idea, I always I've always immediately follow that up with like, oh, that's obvious. Oh, like that's like of course, like ugh, stupid. How trite, how cliche that I would even think anything.
You should just kill that voice and just do it anyways.
Yeah, I know it's bad. I know it's not like the right.
Well, and stop.
Duh. What? You're depressed? Why don't you just make yourself feel better, you idiot? Yeah,
I
no,
actually-
It's funny.
you're right.
I feel I
getcha.
feel like a lot of my stuff is the same. Like on a surface level, I look at something like Clarissa Gunsmoke, and it's like, oh yeah, it's a cowgirl. She looks
Right.
like she big poofy hair, red hair, she's like Jessie from Toy Story 2 almost.
Mhm.
Cowboy films, they have guns, they have the desert, there's a saloon. I'm like, yeah, there's good guys, bad guys shooting.
It's all
bit of a
been
weird thing with, like, the-
done before.
And
Tired.
then I look at other things I've done, like, oh, Pump is like a jack-o'-lantern character
right.
with very simple face. Although I think
Right.
the simpleness of her face makes her unique, because
I
every
mean-
other jack-o'-lantern character I see has more detail going on in their carvings.
I mean, I can't think of that many jack-o'-lantern characters, and none of them really look like Punk.
Well, it's mostly just illustrations I see on Twitter of like, oh, it's a Halloween character. It's a pumpkin girl, and she's got tits,
Mm.
and it's like, oh, that's so hot.
Honestly,
I'm like,
also
well,
no only
Punk's right here. You think you're special? You think you're good?
Not anymore.
And then it's
Okay.
like, oh, alley-oop, she's a stick figure. She's a circle.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, on the surface, I could easily say that all of my characters are very, like, basic in construction. There's not a
Yeah.
lot of, like, high detail on their costumes or their hairstyles or things like that. I mean, Gun Girl is the same as Punk with their hair, just a different color, which was the joke at the time. Red Man is just a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
it feels very simple, but, like, I don't know. Is that good or bad? I don't know.
No, but I mean, with those examples, like, yeah, sure, you can boil them down to like 3 words, and it's like, you know, a very familiar phrase, like jack-o'-lantern girl, cowgirl, gunslinger, but like, you know, they don't. They feel
I think,
pretty unique when you see them.
I think I look
Big
on
red
Twitter.
guy.
I see like illustrators and artists of various description drawing characters that are like really well done, and like they've got like good designs that flow well and look good and more detailed, and I'm like, dang. When I code to make a character, I don't think to put so many things on it.
I think that's actually a strength of you, and you should embrace it more and be proud of it. Because to me
The
personally,
Lord of Ghosts is a sheet ghost. He's just a sheet ghost.
yeah, but it's such
And
an
I
iconic.
love them.
It's such an iconic character,
But you took that concept and you made a very unique take on that.
I
I'm
guess so.
pretty open about, like, I put a ton of details in my drawings, and it's totally to cover up that there's not much going on sometimes. Like I think complexity can be easier than a single well executed concept. Like, just like having like a pumpkin girl, like, oh yeah, it's just a pumpkin girl. She's just glowing. There's not much more going on. She doesn't have like an outfit that has like her family history imprinted on it or whatever. Like, and like five different accessories. That's all. Yeah, that can be great, but like the simplicity works too. It makes it more memorable.
I guess I just wanted people to say that to me, because I feel like it's true, but it feels weird to just say it to myself. Like, yeah, my simple characters designs that are so simple that no one would ever dare copy them are actually good things.
I mean, they don't look like anything else.
That's
to
true.
me.
I don't have to worry about people stealing my art and putting it on a t-shirt and selling it because it looks like Redman. But people who like Redman will definitely buy a shirt with Redman's big face on it, which I should probably make.
New shirt in the PCP store.
I would.
No, that'll be
would
on my
buy-
store. That'll be the Gibbocrit store.
I would buy a Redman shirt, like completely green with like either 4-panel or like it's just
Oh, green
like
I
divide
tried
a
it with-
panel over the whole shirts or something.
Oh.
you know?
if I could figure out how to like do that, like a full print all over with like just the panels with the Redman.
Okay, but maybe choose a nicer green, because I'm not sure if I would want to wear that specific green. But
I would go with a lighter green, yeah, like a lime green.
Sure. I
That
mean,
would
I
be
don't know what
great.
greens are possible on.
Gabe,
in
I
the
need
shirt
more
world.
shirts. All my shirts are like 10 years old. I need more shirts. Gimme.
Shit, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I guess would it be like a green shirt and just Redman would just kind of be poking up from like the bottom hem, just kind of his.
He's hiding.
Well, I was thinking it'd be a Redman comic.
Pocket.
Oh, like make the shirt all 4 panels.
Yeah, like it'll be a Redman comic where Redman is talking about how he's on a shirt.
Yeah, definitely.
That would
That'd
just
be the
be
joke.
hard to. Would it be the front face of the shirt would be 4 panels?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can just make 2 comics, one about being on the back of a shirt, and isn't it nice that I'm always covered by a backpack or something like that? Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty
I just
funny.
want a shirt where Redman's in the pocket.
Oh yeah, like a
He's just poking out.
Poking
Yeah.
out of like a chest pocket.
Yes.
That's pretty cute.
That
In fact,
I
you
don't
should
know
do
how
that
I
with
would do
all
that, but that would be
characters.
great.
Yeah, you would have to do there would have to be like a custom all over print for such a little thing. I think.
I don't know. I think I've seen that a bunch. There might be a service somewhere that makes that.
Yeah, I don't know. But are we ready for the next question?
Please.
Yeah.
The next question is just, will Ben ever fix the RSS? And yeah, I'll do it.
Someday.
I'll do it. No, I should do it soon. Probably not this week, because I'm really crunching on some other stuff, but I will do it. And then... Okay. Annie Fred asked who killed JFK. Was the CIA.
It does.
It was Kirby. Kirby shot him,
Mm-hmm.
and he flew away.
Kirby sucked up a sniper rifle.
Kirby sucked up the bullet and then spat it out at JFK.
Kirby was just taking a nice little walk through the grassy knoll, and he sucked up a sniper rifle, and then he accidentally just, on his little
He pressed
way,
the B
just
button.
bouncing.
He went.
Yeah. And he said oops, and he turned it into a star, and he shouted out, and he let it go, and he wasn't even looking. He wasn't even looking at the road. He didn't see what Jackie O saw. Kirby, how
JFK
could you?
isn't even dead, actually. It's a trick question.
No, CIA got him because he was, I don't know, communist or something.
No, wait, wasn't he a mutant or something? And like Magneto tried to save him and accidentally moved the bullet to kill him?
But then Forrest Gump was there and he deflected it.
Wore suits sometimes, starred in movies that appeared in our minds. Yeah. Okay. Next one is from Robert Can't Win. Who would win in a fight? Your 70-year-old self or your mom's 50-year-old self?
Me.
Well,
Your 70-year-old self?
my mom.
Yes.
I know what my mum's 50-year-old self was like,
My mom's like
but
50 right now.
I have no idea, because I'll be on HRT, so I'll presumably be a little different than a 70-year-old man would by that point.
I think
I
at
have
that
no
age,
idea,
it's pretty much
actually.
the same.
It really?
I
I guess
think-
it depends
I
on how much you exercise
I
to
think-
keep your muscles working.
Well, I think a woman or a person, or probably also a person on HRT, would probably be more likely to have developed like osteoporosis of the bones by that age. But like, I think hormonally, yeah, like at 70, like there's not much difference between like man and a woman.
I suppose that's true.
But they might have different mass, in places. I'm thinking, I don't know, like I'm thinking, does the extra 20 years of age, does that successfully counteract the natural combat advantage of being masculine have? And I'm thinking probably, yeah. I'm thinking the 50-year-old woman probably beats a 70-year-old man. I mean, it depends, but I think on average, yeah. I think on average, if I had to bet. So
Just have to
you
wait
guys-
and see.
I don't know. I really can't say.
I think.
Because my mom at 50 is not strong necessarily.
I mean, I'm pretty average. My mom is pretty average for our demographics.
Yeah,
So I
pretty
think
average, I would say.
for me, it's pretty much a question of, does the average 50-year-old woman beat an average 70-year-old man? And I'm gonna say, I think probably, yeah, most of the time. 70's quite old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
not as old as it
Just
used to
have
be.
to shove them and they break their hip or something immediately.
I'm just
It's not-
factoring the fact that my mom's like frail. So
a 70-year-old isn't necessarily like decrepit, but I think probably a lot of them are or are getting there. So,
Yeah.
Well, I feel like with
But you
with
can help
medical
them getting there
advancements,
too.
Like in like general medicine, I feel like the age at which you become like doddering and unable to walk is going up. It's like people who are 70 are
that's
more fit than they
probably-
used to be like 50 years ago.
that's probably true on average. Yeah, probably is going.
So
up.
like in the future, it might be even more, maybe 85, 86.
Oh, so you're saying that someone of our cohort at 70 is likely to be more
Would
fit
be
than someone of
more
a
fit.
previous cohort at 70.
Yeah.
That's... Ooh, you know, that's possible. I don't know. Yeah, to an extent, I think that's true. I don't know if it's like... I don't know if it's gonna make the difference. I don't know if it's a full, 20 years worth. That's it. I'm betting on my 50-year-old mom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
Gotta-
don't know about the time frame, but like there was a time in like medieval Europe where like 30 was like when you were getting really old.
Well, you weren't
and
getting
50
old. You would just
Well,
you would just get
not
sick
old,
and die.
but like you
Yeah.
would you'd die. But like
I mean,
I
some
think
people
when
live
you're
to
50,
be-
you'd be like you'd be like a real grizzled.
I-
Your
What-
bones would be falling off.
I don't
Yeah,
think that's true. I don't think you would be old. Like, you wouldn't look like you were like 70 or 80 at 50. You would just be. You would be. You know. You would be ailed in various other ways.
I mean,
Maybe.
You wouldn't.
just
I don't
you
know,
wouldn't, you,
really.
wouldn't you wouldn't have like
conditions
white
might do
hair
that.
and a long beard at 50. You would just be maybe you would be sick, or you would have.
your hair can get white out of other reasons than just age, like just like malnourishment and different kinds of sicknesses. I think like if the general living conditions are worse, you will appear older than you are. By our standards, I guess. I'm not sure. I would have to look that up. But
I think that's. Yeah,
I mean, for the
think that
purposes
can
of
be
this-
true.
For the purposes of this question, that time frame is a lot further away than this one in this hypothetical. So it's
Yeah,
not going to be as extreme anyway, but yeah.
But yeah, I understand what you're getting at, though. Okay, but you have my answer. The next one, and I think this might be the last one, is what's the best recent episode that's not Patreon exclusive because I'm broke? Lamau.
I
don't
really
know if
like the episode 300
Yeah.
special. That was a lot of fun.
What happened? What happened? I forget.
Well, that
It
was
had
when
it had a song in the
Nate Bessman
beginning.
and Mumkey came back, and Jeff threw Mother's Basement.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that.
I mean, what counts as recent is a component of this question.
I don't really know how to, like, because people say they like this podcast as, like, background noise for other things, so when it comes to, like, a great episode, do they mean, like, a rip-roaring,
That's
like,
true.
chuckle fest?
Depends
Or
what
do
you're
they mean,
looking
like, a
for.
really good version of, like, what the show currently is?
Okay, I don't know if it's the best recent one, but I do think that last week's episode with Tectonic Improv and Gamers Tavern was very good. I thought that was a good
Gamers
one.
Tavern is always good.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to that yet. I should.
Me neither,
will.
because I had guests, but I will. I can listen to it
I do
next
think it was
week
a
when I
very
can't
good-
listen to this episode because I'm on it and I can't listen to my own voice because it's embarrassing.
Okay, wait a minute. Was the episode was orangutan driving a golf cart? Was that where the flanged thing came from?
I don't think so. I
Could
think that
be.
was post flange. I remember Tom being on the flange one, where for some reason we started looking at Wikipedia. I think I was quite animated that episode, and I was really into the idea of finding out about monkeys.
Yeah, that I feel like that one might be too old at this point to count as recent. I mean that must have been almost a year ago, right?
Maybe.
Flange is pretty old, yeah.
Oh, podcasters make a new episode, instantly regret it was a pretty funny one.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that pretty good.
262. I don't even really remember what we talked about, but I remember that it was fun and I liked it. I'm just scrolling through.
Yeah, how recent is recent?
That's all the way back to a year ago, so that might be.
I remember really liking the Cato Anthology episode because these two were making you two talk about your artistic processes, and that was fun.
Yes.
Right. Yeah,
I do enjoy the art and creativity discussions when we have them.
Yes.
We kind of had one just now, a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it was also a year ago, but I mean, the one where we got Laserbot and interviewed Laserbot was pretty unique.
Unique, yeah. I don't know if it's a good listen.
It's I know it's interesting. It's yeah. he's a hard guy to interview.
I like all episodes with Oblivion Fall. He's a good guest. He's funny.
Oblivion Fall is an excellent guest. Yeah.
Yes.
I think Simsy is really fun. I think Simsy episodes are fun
Simsy's
too.
Great.
It's hard to
It's because the episodes are like less distinct nowadays. They always are about 15 different things.
We don't go into them with a topic in mind.
Like everyone remembers, the virginity episode. That's where everyone talked about virginity losing.
Yeah.
That's more iconic, I guess.
It is sometimes hard to remember which episode we talked about what things on. Because I mean, yeah, there's way more stuff than just what's in the title. I don't know. I think those are some good ones that I mentioned just there. Yeah. All right. I think that's good. Let me see if there's any more. Nah. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's the last one. And we're wrapping. That's the last question. No more questions. Woo! Thanks for asking the PCP. Okay. Well, I gotta say what I was gonna say about the Patreon. You weren't on the last episode, but last episode I had the idea to make a bonus episode commentary where I, just by myself, do a commentary track on the original Bencast. And I did. and it's up on Patreon right now. I put it up this morning.
Oh my god.
Wait,
so
what's the original Bandcast? Which one was that?
It's like episode 200. Oh, hang on, I have it open.
Was it early? Was it early on when
it's not
like
that
everyone
early.
Stopped showing up?
It was before. It was back. Trixie had not left quite yet. It was shortly. The Bencast was episode 220. So
that's kind of, yeah.
So that was let me find the date. That was August 2020. August 2020. So it was almost exactly 2 years. Well, a little more than 2 years later.
Didn't you only listen to voicemails in that one?
I didn't only listen to voicemails.
Okay.
It was maybe.
I think there's been a few where Ben has started the episode and then I jump in at some point.
Yeah. There've been a handful like that. No, this one I talk about goings on for maybe the first like 20 or 30 minutes, and then the rest of the episode is voicemails. But yeah,
so
I did.
Are you double reacting to the voicemails again?
Sometimes. There is a part where... Oh, should I spoil it? There's a part... alright, I'll spoil it. I'll give a little teaser. There's a part where I realize that my groceries arrived half an hour ago and my ice cream is melting on the porch, and I get up and run away and I spend 2 minutes of the hour or so away from the podcast, from the commentary, retrieving my ice cream and putting it in the freezer. That's a highlight for sure.
You should... Oh, that's a commentary on the commentary now. You should make another one, like, in 2 years. Where
No, God.
Yes.
I will remind you
you're
in
right.
2 years, and then
Yeah,
think
2
it's a
years.
good idea.
2 years from now, I'll do it again in August 2024. God, let's hope that I have made that new Nuzlocke, which I have to make by 2024. And if I have made the Nuzlocke in time, then in August 2024, I will record the Bencast, Ben commentary.
We will be watching.
So anyway, that is up on the Patreon. In the master post, it is the most recent. It's the top of the list in the episodes. It linked in the master post for patrons. So that's two bonus contents this month. I'm working hard in the mines, dredging up value for our beloved customer base. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Wow.
yeah.
Value.
Well, do we have anything we'd like to talk about here at the tail end? Any topics to bring up that you might have forgotten?
I don't think so, but I just want to say I'm happy that we finally created an episode over 2 hours. I was sad the last few weeks when I was always like 2 hours 17.
Last week's was just over 3, so
Oh,
we're
okay.
coming,
Well, yeah, I
we're
didn't
coming
listen to
back
that.
we're coming back with long episodes, baby.
Good.
Wait, no, the last two episodes were over 3 hours.
Oh,
We're
okay.
back
Hell yeah.
and better than ever.
Great.
Yeah, for real. What are we at? Like 4 hours now? Yeah,
Almost.
3:45. Yeah. Well, Neverpaint and Asha, it's been great talking to you.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
It was
Yay.
really fun.
Yeah. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Happy to have you again as well.
Yeah.
If you ever want
On-
to come on.
Oh, that would be
And-
nice. I can't.
and
The only problem is that
Oh.
that I can't listen to those episodes anymore. They're forever ruined because I have to listen to my own accent and I cringe and die on
I'm
the spot.
on it.
Oh, you're on it. Well,
Are you talking about?
Blackmail.
Wait, were you on a previous episode?
No, but I mean, I was on the Sketchy People podcast and I never listened to those episodes
yeah,
either
yeah,
because I couldn't.
Right, the Sketchy People podcast. We should listen to these two on the Sketchy People podcast. You guys have a show.
Dude,
you do.
actually, it's
With
dead.
past
It's
tense.
Oh,
dead
is it?
and
Oh no!
also
Oh
unlisted.
no! Shit! I didn't know. I didn't realize. But you just had a
dead,
meetup.
but our friendship
Well,
is
they had a friendship
thriving.
meetup.
We're just
Oh.
friends now. It's like you can meet up and just hang out as friends and not make content. It's crazy, I know, but like
Whoever heard of a
What?
In my experience, the friendship usually dies before the podcast, not the other way around.
well, not everyone has your experience.
Yeah.
We do like commissions. We are like artists, and we
Yes.
both need money to finance our very expensive relationship.
I'm familiar with your work, and I would recommend anyone check out your stuff on Twitter. Do you post mostly on Twitter, or do you have other?
Yeah.
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 It's
Oh.
at Neverpaint, just at Neverpaint on Twitter. And what's yours?
At Asha.am.
Asha.am, all spelled out normally.
Okay.
Asha
link-
in the AM.
We'll
as
link
in-
those in the
What the hell does AM stand for?
morning.
I
In
know
the
that,
mo-
but
in
like,
the morning.
why does it say AM? All right, forget it.
In the morning.
That's a
probably-
knowledge gap I
I
didn't
think-
realize I had.
It's probably Latin or something, I would guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. something and post something. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
Mm.
Neverpaint, you have commissions open right now. I saw your tweet.
Yes, Asha does too. We draw you anything. Maybe we don't post it publicly.
Okay. Shit. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to say. It's my last chance. This is my last chance to say anything on the PCP.
Oh God! Oh no! What's gonna happen?
I'm gonna not finish my project, and then there's gonna be a problem. No! There's gonna be a local. There's gonna be some turmoil. Yeah. No.
I guess the only thing I'm gonna be working on is Clarissa Gunsmoke in the semi-near future. It's gonna be my September onwards. Gonna finish that. Potential for Elden Ring streams if I find the time for that. I also kind of want to make a little video about my RuneScape challenge run, just so that I can link it to people and explain what I'm doing if I continue that.
Sounds cool. I'd watch it.
So yeah,
a video
and also I've got
video?
still got a few commissions to finish, but yes, as my plans coming up.
Looking forward to
I wanted to say thank you again for your work on the PCP dating sim, and also to you Neverpaint for your work on the Dojin script.
Oh, no problem. I got paid well for drawing. For not for drawing, for coming up with jokes.
Well, for the script, yeah. Not for the, you didn't get paid for the
Yeah, I got paid in friendship.
Okay, well that's
Friendship.
So nothing. Okay. Yeah.
Paid in love.
Yeah.
I paid for the soundtrack. I don't know where that went.
Oh, actually, I think Oblivionfall just has that money. He has it sitting somewhere, and he wanted to give it to everyone at some point. I don't know what's happening with that. We should ask him.
He took it and ran.
I mean, he's around. So
he threw the smoke bomb. He's disappeared. No, he can't
He
find
took it and
anymore.
ran, but he ran onto the internet where it's readily available.
It's probably not more than like $30 in total, I would guess.
I think he told me one time that it was like not very much, especially after it would be split among however many people it was supposed to be shared.
Like the dating sim had like 30 people working on it.
Yeah, that's it doesn't go very far when you split it that many ways. Yeah.
Welp.
Yeah.
You bet on the wrong horse. You should have never made a PCP dating sim. You should have made a Fortnite dating sim.
But I
regret
That's
nothing.
where the big bucks are.
But I sure did enjoy it.
It was a great one.
I'm glad. I'm gonna make another one. Never.
Damn. Next April Fools. Come on. 2024.
Do a sketchy people
and I'll
podcast,
do a
dating
Nuzlocke.
sim.
No. Never.
All right. I'm exhausted and I'm starving, and I'm gonna go eat some ham and cheese after this, I think. So let's wrap.
Guten Appetit.
The pledge to the Patreon, Ben commentary, the hot new bonus track. Plan to release some more bonus stuff pretty soon, I think. Thank you again, Neverpaint. Thank you, Asha.
Commission us, friends.
Commission them. And
That's it.
And now
I guess...
and now I set sail to the east, across the sea. But the sea longing has taken me. The sea lust.
To the east, Ben. Really?
No, fuck, shit. Fuck. Oh,
to
no,
the
I'm
east
still
is
in the
where
wrong
the
way.
shadows lie.
Oh, yeah. Everyone else is going the other way, but I think maybe everyone said don't go to the shadows, but maybe the shadows might be kind of nice though. I'm gonna check those shadows out. Okay, that's the end of the episode.
Dangerous path.
Goodbye.
Bye.